We are live! Welcome you all to the round number 6 of LBFF. We are finally live to bring you guys the confrontation between groups A and B. And we will have 6 maps of intense action here today for you guys. And of course, I am not by myself. I couldn't be by myself because I have my co-pilot by my side. How are you doing, Isa?
Hi guys, I am doing so well and I can't believe we are already in the 6th round. We have so much game yet and we have so much game so far, and I am so excited for the end of this week because as we all know, today is Monday and we are in Free Fire on reverse because Monday is the day we end the week in Free Fire. So I'm so excited for us to see how those standings will be at the end of the day.
We'll get to check out the standings at the end of the day with all teams with 24 maps played already.
Yes.
And we have a longer season for this season number 7. And it's just incredible to see all the possibilities that we have around here with the new revival setups, with the new rush setups, and the added points that we'll have because of that. So records, right?
Yes, a lot of records to be broken this season, and I think that today we are going to have a lot of gameplay in sense that we will have teams having different attitudes, and I am looking forward to see how their performance is. Of course, today is a very special day because, as we've said before, we close the standings, and in 24 matches, we already have a good notion of how the teams are doing and of how the teams face are at. So
we will have a picture painted for you guys.
Yes, a sketch of a standing.
The sketch of what could be the remainder of the season, since we are ending week number 2. Next week we get to week number 3, and it's one third of the season already over. So it starts to draw the picture, and of course you guys are part of this broadcast, and you guys are part of all this conversation between what we have going on through this season. So join us on hashtag LBFF, and of course follow us at LBFF at FF Esports BR, and of course at Isa13, at Marcelo Ferrantini. Follow us and let's discuss this new meta game, this new taste of Free Fire that we're having this season. So of course join us on the hashtag, on the social medias, and on the chat. We'll be bringing the guys on the chat, right, Isa?
Yes.
For the broadcast.
As always.
As always, we'll be bringing you guys. And of course, I'm already bringing you guys as soon as my PC helps me here because it's slow. So, shout outs to Djalmin Carlos over here. Mini Fzin also here. José Edgar, Luísa Santos, Marcos Souza, Eta Anchieta. Lots of Brazilians over here today.
Yes, I can see that.
AOD Samuel, Gianni Araújo, Edushit FF. It's nice to have you all guys here with us. And of course, if you guys are not from Brazil, tell us where you're from. And if you're from Brazil, confirm us that your guys are from Brazil, right, Isa?
Yes, and if you guys are from Brazil, you can totally practice your English by being here and watching our amazing broadcast.
Of course, we're here to help you guys learn how to speak the English language, but we're also here to teach you guys how to get some more points on your FF squad.
Yes.
My friend Isa here is a specialist on FF squad.
Yes, and I completely forgot what my FF squad is for today because I made it in the day before the first round of this week, so I'm kind of confused. But if I'm not wrong, I put Ousado and Modeste. I put him again.
You got a lot of money.
But it's just that in the other days, I put all of my money into the last day.
I see. She saved her bank account for this last round of the week. And of course, we got to check out who is now leading our standings and who will be playing here today, so you guys can know where to bet on your FF squad. You see Fluxo playing today already with 205 points with amazing 115 kills in only 18 maps.
Yes, we have Fluxo having a leadership on the kills, even though they have 6 matches less than the teams that are on top of them. So we have as well playing today for the leadership Vivo Cage, Black Dragons Vasco, God Unidas, and sketching the middle of the chart we have B4, Cruzeiro, Nitrox, and Loud. And of course we have some teams that are closely to the bottom that are Netshoes Miners, Team Liquid surprisingly, and Zero Zero Nation and How.
And of course, we gotta say that there are tons of fights going on right now for the top of the standings, for the top 12, the teams that will be ranked for the grand finals, and of course against relegation. Team Liquid and Netshoes Miners are the teams that are fighting against relegation. And I gotta ask you, which team today can be the biggest surprise? I'd bet on Team Liquid.
Team Liquid, I've been betting on Team Liquid for a while now, if I'm going to be honest, because I always expect so much from Team Liquid because it is such a strong team that has experience playing together. And of course, we always count that as an advantage, a big advantage, but I'm going to bet on Loud because I have betted a lot on Team Liquid already. And so far, I haven't seen them playing their best game, which we know is so much better than what they are playing right now. So I'm gonna go with Loud.
And of course, our maps are here below us to show you guys the usual rotation that we do: Purgatory,
Yes.
Kalahari, Bermuda, and then
Purgatory, Kalahari, Bermuda.
exactly. And we last season and on season 5, we got used to see Loud dominating the beginning of the days. They were outstanding playing on Purgatory to begin all the days. And as you bet on Loud, the expectancy is that they grow and play better in this Purgatory map.
Yes, and we have Loudgy always having rough starts in this season. We haven't had a day in which, like, right up front, they had a good match. Usually the days that they had that weren't so bad, that were like intermediary days, we had Loudgy starting off a little bit rough and then later kind of reacting to the game and really being able to fit in maybe a Booyah, maybe a good second place with a couple of eliminations, a top 3. But we have seen that Loudgy doesn't usually start it off the competition well in this season. So let's make our best bets and see who does better in this map of Purgatory, which, by the way, is God's best map. We have seen God making a lot of booyahs and a lot of spectacular gameplays in this map. So
I was
Also-
going to bring exactly God Unidas to the discussion. They got the first Booyah of the season in Purgatory, and they started this weekend. We got to bring you guys the statistics for the beginning of the weekend because teams have played more than other teams. So we get to the point where they are the most adjusted, and it's on the beginning of the weekend. God Unidas was the third team with the most points in Purgatory, only 2 behind the Magic Squad, which was the best team on Purgatory. So they've got a good moment in this map, and they can be once again a good surprise for this Purgatory map.
yes, and let's remember that God has still 2 Purgatories to play, so they will probably be leading the ranking of teams in Purgatory. And I think that this Purgatory is going to be very balanced because we know that in the last confrontation of groups A and B, in the week 1 of the championship, we haven't had any kind of drop call fights, although in the other maps we got to see a lot of them. But in Purgatory, usually the teams are more safe about their drop calls. So I am hoping to see that the teams that have the better strategy for that map will usually do better. And we know that Goji has a great strategy and great rotations for Purgatory. Of course, it changes a lot.
And it was they got a drop call that was used by before last season, taking the central stage of Brasilia, and that's a really strong position, right?
Yes, it is a really strong position, and they also join it with Marreta that has an amazing projection of the safe zone. So if you have basically a human predict of a safe zone, it is easier for the team to be able to make their rotations and get inside the safe zone, even though the safe zone doesn't always close towards the Brasilia area. But we have seen Goji For example, yesterday, yesterday or no,
Yes, sir. No,
no, the first
on
day.
Saturday.
Yeah, the first day of this week, we saw Goji having a booyah in Purgatory in Central, basically in Fire Brigade, which is an area that they usually wouldn't have so much control of, falling in the Brasilia zone, but they
They
still
they
got the
rotated
booyah.
early and they
Yes.
got to a good positioning by Central and got a great booyah here to start also week number 2. And it's amazing to see they started both weeks with the booyah. So what we
Maybe a
expected,
third one.
maybe a third one, we can have it. But it's incredible to see a team that came from Serie B, a team that had to fight on the Access group to get to the Serie A, doing so good, right?
Yes, always.
Oh, it seems that our control tower is giving me something here. Is it okay? Is it okay? It's okay, Isa! We're clear to take off, so let's hit the skies! Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight R6D1, heading straight to Purgatory. This is your captain, Marcelo Fiorentini, and by my side, my co-pilot, Isa, invites you to loosen your seatbelts, fasten your boards, because it's time to drop, Isa!
It is time to drop, and I welcome you so much to the first map of the day, Purgatory, as you have grown accustomed to. So we see Vivo Cage having a great blue zone for them, Nitrox going towards Ski Lodge, and all teams seems to be choosing their preferred drop calls without any problem. Of course, in Brasilia, as always, we have more than one team. We have the Sites Cruzeiro. Oh, look at that.
Before 0-0 Nation, God Unidas getting close to there, but we
Yes.
see Miguel over there, but Rigby on the other side, and 2 players going to Marble Works.
Yes, and I think Before is trying to kill one of the 0-0 Nation players because they all fell towards that quarry upside Brasilia, and it isn't common for them to fall like that. So I think that maybe they are trying to get an elimination out of one of the 0-0 Nation players.
And now we see the usual rotation coming from Fluxo getting to Central, but we see Real over there really close to the players from Fluxo, and it seems that the spot where Fluxo went to is the usual spot they get the good loot that they take for the rest of the map, and Real is in a bit of an open field where they won't get a great loot. So if those two teams face off, Fluxo will probably have the upper hand.
Yes, of course. As Real goes to their usual drop call, that is Fire Brigade, they usually drop call there, or in Lumber Mill if the airplane route doesn't favor them so well. We see that Real is going to have to make a very fast loot. That is a strong characteristics of the Fire Brigade call, because Fire Brigade, although it doesn't have a very good loot, it is a very fast loot because it is such a short region. It is a short region and you can loot it very fastly. So Real will have to also engage in their rotation the fastest they can, because if Fluxo gets by and they are still in Fire Brigade, they are going to have a confrontation. And of course, Real, that isn't in one of our standings best positions, will have to do all they can to avoid that so early in the match.
Let's see if those teams will face off. And we've seen Real with some late rotations during the first 2 weeks, and it's possible to maybe Fluxo interrupt those rotations, right?
Yes, it is possible, but Real is a team that needs to make their rotations either as quickly as possible, or if they want to do a delayed rotation due to their drop call, that is Fire Brigade, they should not wait on Fire Brigade unless they are very confident that they would win any kind of confrontation from another team that came by that region. They should probably hide in that negative area of the island of Central, or maybe go to Lumber Mill after they have studied the time of rotation of the team of Lumber Mill. Otherwise, if they find any kind of other teams inside their rotations, they will probably be very much in trouble, because it is so bad to face off in a confrontation while your rotation. It usually catches the team off guard, and it is a bad position to be in.
And now we see that Brasilia was left by every team except for Before, going for their usual rotation, having Iago on the top of the houses. This worked a lot for Before last season.
Yes, before that usually dominates very well this kind of central positioning in all maps is right now making their usual game. They are in Brasilia and we are reaching to 5 minutes in the match, which means the teams will most likely start making their rotations. Of course, the first safe zone has already appeared and it is going to affect how the teams rotate in this point in the match.
And now we see Team Liquid also getting to the golf course rotation. We see Phoenix over there getting some good spots near Mount Villa, so they're kind of spread over there.
Yes, of course. Team Liquid has one of the biggest regions of the map, even though it isn't the best loot. They usually loot about three different cities in the map. They usually loot Mount Villa, Golf Course, and Quarry. So it means that their loot needs to be spread because it is such a large region of the map. If you stop and think about it, I think that Team Liquid makes the biggest loot, the biggest region of loot in the wide range that I mean in the entire LBFF. So they need to make it very. That's why they do usually do that delayed rotation kind of thing. But look at that.
Look at that, because Real tried to leave without being spotted by Fluxo, but they got spotted by Vivocade, another team that is fighting to get to the top of the standings here still today. General using the grenades, trying to take down Japa Xl, who is already on the floor. We see Modestia using the jumps to try to get to the players of Real, and the first blood goes to the hands of Vivocade. They've got the kill leader stat because, of course, they killed the first player, so they got to be the kill leader. Look at the shot! Modestia, my man! You just exploded VM7! And now Real has only 2 players to fight against Vivocade. This could be a slaughter. Vivocade is coming over triple. Chase is on the floor. Antunes is rolling, and going down the hill to see if he can keep this Real squad alive. But Vivocade is going after him. We see Modestia, General that got lots of shots from that guy. He's using the ice to protect himself, and he will not survive. Antunes go down, and Real Esports is once again the first team back on the lobbies.
Yes, Marcelo, and Real, as I was talking, has that drop call of Fire Brigade. And in Fire Brigade, since you are in a city that is surrounded by other cities that are regions of not only loot but also regions where a lot of teams go by, we have Real having to exit their drop call so early on the match, and if they do any kind of wrong rotations, they will inevitably go around with another team inside the map because it is so hard to get out of Fire Brigade and to not encounter any other teams.
And this is almost like a repeat from last season. When Real started the season, they weren't easy on their rotations, on their drop calls. It took them too long for them to rotate, and they got awful results up until the middle of the season. And then they started with more secure drop calls with earlier rotations, and they started trampling teams all over the place, left the relegation zone, and saved themselves on the Access group. Why do they insist on going back to these late rotations, to those difficult paths of rotation that they usually go?
Well, I think that Real is in fact being very much being in that disadvantage due to their drop call. Fire Brigade is a very hard call to work with due to the fact that I said before that is how much of a sandwich situation it is. We have any other calls in the map, we know that there is a longer path for the other teams to come up by. For example, if you have Forge, the team of Forge will only be directly confronted by the team of Skilodge. But I'll follow up to that because look at who is rushing right now.
And now we see 2 teams that are fighting for the top of the standings. The 4th place Fluxo against the 5th place Vivocade going at each other. We see Modestia flanking the players from Fluxo, but he's taking some damage from below. There could be another team coming over to join this battle. And now we see Fluxo all surrounded by the whole squad of Vivocade, all spread against Fluxo, with Ousado leading the front line for this Fluxo squad. He takes a lot of damage, but CS is over there to support him with grenades. More grenades coming in from CS. He can't find that god. He breaks a little bit of the ice from that god that is forced to rotate to the same spot where Modestia is. More grenades coming in. We see Fak doing the front line with the Bao Bao. The CR7 is now on, the flashbang comes in, and now that God comes with the Mag 7, but Fuck puts him to the floor! Half-sided Fuck now taking that God to the floor! We see Fluxo starting well this fight and trying to get to Vivocade. Ousado will put Modestia to the floor, but not only Modestia took over CS as well. Japa BKR with the new shotgun, putting General to the floor, and there is only Nando9 with the sniper rifle to try to save this Vivocade squad. He is really good with the sniper, but the grenades are also coming in onto Ousado. Almost taking Ousado down with the grenade Nando9. And now we see Japa BKR going with Ousado and Fuck, and Cias will get the kill. From afar, Cias takes down Nando9, and Vivocade follows Real onto the 11th place, Isa.
Yes, what a battle of giants. We have two teams that are leading the charts right now, fighting, and of course Vivocade went back to the lobby.
And now we see Vasco going after the players from Cruzeiro. Hender using a lot of grenades, and Trap was the first player down. Hender finds Trap once again, and he will go to the floor. Vasco wants the takedown. Giga is also on the floor with the rush coming from the right side of the defense. Chucky is leading the charge with Leno, both with shotguns, and Trap with the grenade launcher took himself down as well. Hender will finish him off with the grenade and will also finish Giga down as well. Vasco still have all their 4 players to fight against the 2 remaining players of Cruzeiro. Rush is the first one. Menor will take down Leno with the grenade, and look at Rush taking down Chucky as well. But Hender brings it back with another good grenade. He will try to finish Menor down as well, while Rush and Giga try to come back to this fight. Hender and Easy, the 2 best players from this Vasco squad, now having to fight by themselves. Hender sees Giga trying to escape, and he will open fire. He will put Giga to the floor. Now Hender with 2 takedowns and 1 kill onto himself. He will go after the players from Cruzeiro, and he will take him down. However, 0-0 Nation is still coming over. He takes down 2 players from Vasco and sends Hender back to the lobby. We see the FFX Nicholas over there leading the charge with 1-9 as well, using the Saitama screen. In 1-9, when he does the first punch, it's all over because he's the one-punch man of the Brazilian Free Fire League. Let's see if tThe will rotate by the hill. He tries to use the negative to protect himself as Lucky goes through the middle. But he's on the other side of the hill, also trying to get a good shot. We see Chucky over there getting some loot on the drop box. And he will be waiting for those players from 0-0 Nation that are taking that spot by the hill. Let's see if Nicholas will try to charge against the players from Vasco. Chinês takes Easy to the floor before he's joining that fight as well. And there's only 1 player from Vasco to still fight in this battle. It's Chucky. He will have to survive to maybe try to take his teammates back to the game. But grenades are coming in. Nicholas finding him and finding a good grenade. Chucky goes down, and Vasco goes back to the lobby in the 9th position, Isa.
Yes, Vasco going back to the lobby so soon in the match, and we know that this position of that watchtower in between Brasilia and Fields is a very spotted position, and of course we have had a lot of teams going by that. It is a much of a flow zone. So we have seen Black Dragons Vasco getting a perfect rush against Cruzeiro, but of course falling in the hands of 0-0 Nation that got to their back just in time.
And we also see 0-0 Nation trying to take their spot by avoiding teams to pick up the loot that they called for. So let's see if that control will help, but also let's see if this control of the south side of Brasilia will change hands, because Loud is trying to take it from before. We see that Loud is today playing with Lost, so not a Lost. Kronos and Kawan without Will playing, and Lost now free to rush, Isa.
Yes, free to rush, and we see Loudgy and before both in very much of border zones of the safe zone, and this rush will have to inevitably happen.
It's happening now. Lost was the first one to try to take down, but Lobato brings it back and sends Noda to the floor. The rotation from the players from Loud trying to trample the players from before, but Chinês uses the grenade and gets Kronos. He's trying one more grenade to take down the players, trying to bring Kronos back, but Kawan brings it back, sends Lobato to the floor. Chinês once again putting Lost down. Lobato brings in the fight, and Loud is just destroyed. Loud is destroyed by the grenades of Chinês. Great job by the newcomer for this before squad, doing his work as a grenadier, taking 3 kills for himself and sending Loud back to the lobby, Isa.
Of course, we know that Chinês is such a strong player. Yes, Shisney is such a strong player, and we have seen him shine in the last season, but Loudgy going off to a rough start once again. And of course, we had not only Kawan, but also Kronos playing with the grenades. And we saw both of them getting knockdowns with the grenades, but they still weren't able to keep up with an incredible rush performed by before.
Still no players revived in this game. We gotta point this out. 7 teams remaining, 28 players still
Most
alive.
squads were completely wiped, right?
All squads were completely wiped. No player was left behind. We have seven teams.
Oh, yeah.
7 times 4, 28, the number of players. All teams have all their players still alive.
7.
7 times 4, 28.
All right. Yes, great math.
Tabuada lessons for Isa, please.
Great math, because you are completely right. And this is something that we don't usually see. But right now, especially, it is so important to take down even the last player of the map because, of course, of the revival resource. But look at how well positioned 0-0 Nation and Fluxo are. And they're going to have to mark Team Liquid that is trying to go uphill.
And let's see if Liquid will find a way, because they are in a tough spot right now. And CS has the sniper rifle onto their hands. He also has a Mag 7. He's well weaponed with the AWM and the Mag 7. He is dangerous. He has no grenades, however, and the best spot is for the sniper rifle. He's trying to take some shots out. He puts Boot with only an inch of life left, and Japa BKR will finish him off. Boot is the first player from Team Liquid on the floor. Let's see if Pedro Arraes will find a spot to run and to rush uphill against the players from Fluxo. He tries to use the ice to get some coverage. He is looking for a spot to go through, but he will not. Cias finds the shot with the AWM and puts him down. And Netshoes Miners is also joining that battle as well. It will go down. Team Liquid falls to the floor, and Japa BKR is amassing some great kills onto the players of Netshoes Miners. 2 players already down. Only Pelzada and Atividade is still on the fight. Broilo just got down because Ousado is targeting him with the sniper. 9 kills for this Fluxo squad, and they know they have the advantage for the takeoff to the safe zone. They don't need to fight against this Netshoes Miner squad because they ought to take a better position inside of the safe zone. Meanwhile, before and 0-0 Nation are also fighting. Nitrox also getting to that fight as well. Japa takes 1 more kill for Fluxo against Atividade, while Iago tries to take down the players from and Nitrox that is coming for the fight. 2 players down now on the hands of Iago and Lobato. João brings it back, puts Lobato to sleep, and then Netshoes Miners will go down on the hands of Fluxo. Meanwhile, before tries to save themselves onto the fight against 0-0 Nation and also Nitrox. 3 teams battling for the spot near the entrance of the safe zone. Lots of players going down. João tries to save himself with the remaining eyes that he has. Iago is also trying to save himself in the middle of the range, but Lucky God will put him down before goes down in the 5th position. We have 4 teams still remaining. Godunidas takes down Nitrox, and 1-9 gets the last kill onto João. Nice job with the grenade launcher. Godunidas now going after the players from 0-0 Nation. We see 3 players, 4 players there from 0-0 Nation still on the fight, and the squad from Godunidas all spread. Meanwhile, we have Fluxo with Japa BKR still standing and still trying to fight for this Fluxo squad. Let's see what is going on, because 0-0 Nation is rotating towards the last player from Fluxo. He will be taken from behind by the players of 0-0 Nation. He rotates, he uses the quarry over there to save himself, the headquarters, the campsite over there, to save himself, while he lays on the floor, and Miguel will take down 1-9. Maybe Godunidas will save Fluxo in this battle, going one-on-one. We see Miguel trying to take the duel, and Fluxo will not survive. Japa BKR goes down by the hands of Lucky God. Now it's a 4 versus 4 fight to finish off the day. Godunidas, who got an amazing result towards the first week on Purgatory and also on the second week. Marreta takes down 1 more player. Godunidas still with 3 players to fight. Now Rigby and Miguel gets together to get Nicholas. They are trying to go after the players from 0-0 Nation, and they get it! So it's a boo! Yeah, Godunidas! An incredible rushing job, taking down their spot and saving their position up until the end of the match, while they had to rush, and they did it really well to finish off 0-0 Nation and take this booyah, Isa.
Godunidas once again seeming to get to the end of the safe zone out of nowhere. We only see Godunidas usually making their best moves right at the end game, and that is such an amazing way to see how their gameplay is, their game style is. They get
My hair is ridiculous. Sorry.
They get to the end games as always, and they are able to guarantee one more Booyah in the Purgatory map, which is incredible. They basically are owning the map of Purgatory, so...
Four Booyahs for them in Purgatory, right?
3 or 4?
3 or 4?
At least 3.
We'll get to check this out with our intelligence team, but 3 or 4 Booyahs for God Unidas in the second week is just incredible. And there we have the highlights and the points confirmation for those teams. Fluxo also doing well with 18 points.
Look at how many points Fluxo got just by their eliminations. Of course, they had a third place, but between a third and a Booyah, we have a lot of difference in points, and Fluxo was managed to basically contain that with eliminations only. And Japa BKR is the MVP for Fluxo in this match, and of course, yesterday he was the MVP of the day, if I'm not wrong.
He is doing really well this season. He's back. Mr. LBFF is back. And we saw 0-0 Nation also doing a good job. 17 points for them before, with 13 points, keeping themselves alive up until the 5th position. Nitrox top 10 with a nice rush, amassing some points for them, but still not a great result. Netshoes Miners with 6 points in the 6th position. And then we'll have the second half with Vasco in the 7th position, also with 6 points. Team Liquid with 4, Vivocade with 4. They both went down at the beginning of the match, but Vivocade got a squad wipe over Real, who is in the last position. Loud with 3 points, Cruzeiro with 2.
Yes, and of course we have two teams that needed a better punctuation. Real and Netshoes Miners not doing so well in this match. Of course, we are in the beginning of the day, but 0-0 Nation that also wasn't in the ideal spot in the standings did very well in this match. We were able to get a lot of eliminations, a good position. So 0-0 Nation is going to go up in the standings, and I am interested to see how the standings will look like after this match, of course.
Before we have a special shout out from Mr. José Augusto, all the way from Recife. Shout out to Mr. José Augusto.
Hi, Dad.
Nice to see you here. And of course, nice to see the standings that will be coming on the screen for you guys to understand how the picture is now drawn. Fluxo getting closer and closer to Magic Squad. Vivocade let down in this matchup, getting only 4 points. Vasco and God Unidas coming after those two teams.
Yes, of course. Black Dragons Vasco and God Unidas were still able to make it up the charts, but they did. God Unidas, of course, had a very good result and is very close to Black Dragons Vasco. So, deciding on the next matches, we are going to see which one of them will draw in the top 5 of the standings. And Fluxo already very close to the first place.
But check this out. What's concerning me right now is the bottom 5 teams. Yes. We see 0-0 Nation with a good job going up with those 17 points, but that still leaves them 19 points behind Liberty, and even more so, 22 points behind Nitrox.
That is playing today.
That are playing today, and which are the teams that are inside of the top 12. Nitrox, Cruzeiro, and B4 are all in the top 12, and it's expected of them to get to Los Grandes and Tropa, probably with 179 points. So the cut line for the top 12 today will probably be those 179 points from Los Grandes, and those 5 teams are really far away from those points.
Yes, they need a lot of punctuation today to get to the top 12. Of course, Liberty is going to fall a lot in the standings depending on their performance, but we are having a situation in which we have a lot of teams fighting for the top 12 with very similar punctuations. So one of those teams needs to really improve themselves and get very much better punctuations. Otherwise, they won't be able to make it to our very competitive top 12.
If they don't rush to get some points, they will be left out in a huge gap between themselves and the top 12. Yes. And we will get to see the remaining of that story after a quick break. In 2 minutes, we'll be right back. Welcome back to the second map of the day here in LBFF Season 7, Week 6. We're bringing you all the emotions of LBFF to all around the world, Isa.
Yes, to all around the world.
It's incredible to see you guys on the chat here with us. Rafael Medeiros saying it's amazing to get the opportunity to enjoy LBFF in English. Thank you, guys. Thank you for being here with us. And, of course, spread the word to all your friends. Let's create an amazing community here. We'll try to help you guys learn the English language. If you have doubts, just ask us here on the chat and we'll try to help you guys. We have Ederson Rodriguez asking if it's mobile. It's mobile. We have Mudacir saying go Fluxo.
Oh.
Go Fluxo here. The crowd coming for Fluxo. We have Felipe Souza, Igor Fernandes over here as well. Elbinho22 saying hi, Isa.
Hi.
The Tinder chat here going on right now. Isa is still in the search of love, and of course it will not be here that she will find it. It will not be here, so please. Okay? And all of you guys that are watching here with us, thank you for being here with us, and thank you for joining us on this trip to Kalahari, right?
Yes, of course, and a lot of expectations to Kalahari, especially because last week we saw Netshoes Miners and Black Dragons Vasco fighting in the drop call of the Council Hall, and we saw Black Dragons Vasco being able to win one of those confrontations and Netshoes Miners another. But now we have Netshoes Miners very bad position in the standings, and Black Dragons Vasco is it. Black Dragons Vasco can't afford to die in one match so soon.
So, let's check this out from above because we're clear to take off. So let's hit the skies. We're going to hit it. We hit it. So ladies and gentlemen, from the flight R6D2 heading straight to Kalahari. This is your Captain Marcelo Fiantini, and by my side, my co-pilot Isa invites you to loosen your seatbelts, fasten your boards, because it's time to drop, Isa!
Getting to the first Kalahari map of the day, of course, we have the teams going to their usual drop calls, and look at that. Netshoes Miners also thought that it wasn't worth it to risk getting such an early position in the map to get home to go to the lobby so early. So they went straight to the region of the Old Hampton, and they are right now making their loot and letting Black Dragons Vasco fall alone on the Council Hall. So Black Dragons Vasco is going to have a much more calm beginning of the map. And of course we have Netshoes Miners very close to Fluxo that always drop calls in that region of Foundation, I think.
Foundry. But also, we got to talk about Nitrox Esports, the team that started this week as the best team in Kalahari. It's just impressive because we're not hyping Nitrox Esports that much. They're having an ups and downs season. They're fighting to get their spots secured in the top 12. But they are a great team here in Kalahari.
Yes, of course, and Nitrox is a much stronger team now that they count with Prozing, that is one of the current champions of the LBFF. And Nitrox is a very good team, a very aggressive team. Of course, they have a strong cast, and we have seen them, as you've said, have a lot of ups and downs. They had a very good first day here in the LBFF. The second day, not so good. And the last day that they played 3 days, 3 days, of course, not counting today yet. And the third day they played was kind of intermediary. So now we are going to see how they are really going to stand, because if they have a good day today, their overall performance will have been good.
And I gotta say, I love those purple hairs on Natividade and Peusada. They are just looking incredibly good.
Very fashionable.
Very fashionable. But we also have to talk about Vasco, Black Dragons Vasco, that they've already gone through 6 drops here in Kalahari, and they got 41 points. However, they are the team that got the best score in a Kalahari map for the season with amazing 27 points. So an aggressive team that goes for the kills, that takes a good spot right now from Netshoes Miners. They took the Council Hall for themselves, and now they have the peace and tranquility they need to try to get the better loot to go for their rotation.
Yes, and of course, Black Dragons Vasco is a team that is really came up from the B series and still is able to win most of their confrontations with teams that are very experienced. And look at Isabella, my
Isazilio
yes, Isa.
saying that thank God there is LBFF to save the money.
Of course, thank God. And look, Adriel saying, let's go with the LBFF. Today, the the mobile players are going to start recovering because...
Bringing it back.
Yeah.
They will bring it back because Loud is having some trouble away from the mobile. We have Jessica Weffel over here saying it's before day on LBFF. She was never a sad person. João, the beautiful João. João Lindo. Saying that less than 80 points for the Cabuloso from the Cruzeiro. The Cabuloso, he won't even celebrate.
Well, that's a big goal, of course, but we have seen Trap doing so many amazing plays for Cruzeiro. Yesterday, especially, not yesterday, sorry, Saturday, we saw Trap making amazing gameplays, and he was able to make squad wipes all by himself. Of course, he is a player that is evolving so much here in the A series. He was one of the competitors for the MVP in the B series, and now he is evolving so much in our highest level of the competitive level, which is amazing to see.
And I gotta thank Trap because he left the X-Trap 7 nick before, so it's better for us to cast it.
Well, I would only say Trap either way, but
If he was still using the X-Trap 7, it would be a mess for us to broadcast it.
for you, I would still say Trap.
Oh, okay. I get it. Okay.
Oh, look at Rigby. Rigby went so well with God the last day they played, and I had casted him on my FF squad, so I can say that I made a perfect bet because I won a lot of points with Rigby, okay?
And they are using, the God We Need the Squad is using a drop call that was used a lot last season by Metagaming, and it worked really well for them to get some kills. Since they know that they are playing against before, they will not go to the refinery drop call because you know that it's as certain as death that before will be in the refinery, right?
Of course, and we see God really making those different drop calls according to their confrontation. Right now, they aren't in the refinery as we saw them in the last day they played. But God, that is a team that is a very adaptable team and that has that ability of making the rotations very well. So I think they will have no problem to that point. But of course, Kalahari is a very different map. And what I wanted to talk a little bit about was about how VM7 yesterday was one of the MVPs of the day. He made 7 kills in just one match, and VM7 really showing that he is an amazing player and he's being able to get how. At least yesterday, he was able to get how the best punctuation he could alone. But let's see how this team will do because they are out of the safe zone and Fluxo is getting there.
And since you talked about VM7, it's nice to point out that run that we talked about on the last map that Real had on the second half of the season 6, the last season, came when VM7 became a starter for this Real squad. He was being benched on the first 3 weeks, and then he started as a starter in this lineup, and it changed the way this Real game played. So it's a player in which Real deposits a lot of trust for him to bring this squad back once again. Let's see now how they will fare off against this Fluxo squad because Cias is coming over. He uses the ice, protects himself because Triple X was trying to trap him over there. He just rotates and goes after the player from Hell, and he will come over. He has the Max 7. Probably the strongest weapon for the rush nowadays in this meta game, and he will go after Antunes. He uses the CR7, covers himself, and he will rotate with the help of Japa BKR, but Japa XL will take down Fak with a nice shot onto the head, and Fak will be the first player down. Now Fluxo has a 3v4 situation to go after the players from Hell. VM7 with the Wow is the player leading that rush for the Hell squad. We see Cias trying to rotate. He will try to find probably a spot for him to find a better fight against those Real players. Ousado is leading the charge for Fluxo. They lost one of their best rushers in Fak, and they will have to do it with only Ousado and probably Cias helping, but Antunes will take him down. Nice shot from the shotgun from Antunes, and VM7 will get there to confirm the kill on Cias, and Japa BKR will take off. Fluxo will not engage into this fight. Japa took to one side, and Ousado went to the other one. Nice defense by Real over the Labyrinth zone, Isa.
Yes, but I think Japa BKR is not going to be able to escape, although, if I'm not wrong, it was Ousado. Ousado was able to escape, and we saw that when Fluxo lost 2 players, they immediately started thinking about the recovery game, about the revival. So they started trying to exit that region, and of course, maybe we will have Ousado saving the last couple of players. So let's see how this does, but Real made a very good surprise movement towards Fluxo.
Let's see how Vasco will fare off against Team Liquid as well, because Leno is leading the charge against the players from the Cavalry. Leno rotating outside, and he saw the player from Team Liquid also coming over. He sees now Butch-On getting into the house, and MTS is trying to support with grenades from afar. We see 2 players from Team Liquid, and Butch who put Chucky to the floor with a nice Max 7 shot. Team Liquid starts well in this matchup, in this fight, but Easy will go down. Butch takes Chucky. Leno goes down as well with the grenade. There's only Hender to fight for Vasco, and he's trying to run. He's using the grenades to avoid the rush from the players from Team Liquid, and MTS confirms the kill on Leno. Let's check out if Vasco will get this retreat, and if Hender will be able to leave. It seems so, and Team Liquid did not give chase, but once again, a good position, a good spot defense by a team. Now this time it was Team Liquid, Isa.
Yes, Team Liquid making a very good game, and Hender is the only one alive, but he is going to go straight to find Lauji, and Ousado is back to the lobby. So Fluxo in the 12th position in this map.
Great job. And also Vasco going down onto the hands of Loud, but great job by Real and by Team Liquid defending their positioning, and Loud just got over there a spoil of war that was handy.
Yes, and we see that this map is really being good so far for the teams that are on the bottom of the standings, because we have had Fluxo going out very early, Black Dragons Vasco going out very early, and in the hands of Real, Real, Lauji, and Team Liquid. So we have teams that are on the very bottom of the standings being able to conquer this map of Kalahari, and of course look at more confrontations in our screen.
Team Liquid just got to see where Netshoes Miners were coming from. Netshoes Miners historically a good team in Kalahari, but they just lost Rick to a nice shot onto his head. Butch is now leading the charge. Natividade will go down, and now there's only Peusada and Broilo to fight. It was really quick from those players of Team Liquid to try to go over the players from Netshoes Miners. Butch is rotating. He got the Max 7 on his hands. Phoenix will take down Peusada, and there's only Broilo. There is no more Broilo. Netshoes Miners go down with only 1 point, and Team Liquid now has almost 2 squad wipes, Isa.
And I think that is a very good news to you, because you betted that Team Liquid would surprise today, and so far maybe you'll be right. But Phoenix, what a great play he did with that woodpecker. He has he is really showing off his skill as a player. Was able to get 3 eliminations, but Lauji is coming, and it's going to be a bottom of the standings fight.
Let's see who will take the best spot. It seems that Team Liquid is more prepared for this battle. However, they just faced 2 teams, and they might be low on resources for this fight. We see Butch-On trying to take down K1, who is rotating under the house where Team Liquid is right now. Butch gives chase to those players, but he's being targeted by Kronos, who is on the top of the other house with the house by the side. Let's see if he will defend this first floor. Lots of shots coming in, and he will have to heal himself and use the ice. Now Nada tries to rotate with the help of Lost. Ice is avoiding them from coming in to the house, and we see Pedro trying to get to Kronos. He closes the gap, and he goes after Kronos while Kronos is using the shotgun. Pedro is trying to come over as well to take Kronos down. He uses the ice to protect himself and rotates. He tries to dribble Pedro over there to get the kill, but MTS comes in and joins the fight. MTS will take down Kronos, but also takes Phoenix to the floor. Now it's a 3v3 fight while MTS uses the grenades to try to take down the players from Lost. And now Lost takes Boot on to the floor as well. Team Liquid now with 2 players to fight against 3 from Loud. It seems that they will take off. They will try to heal the players that went down. At least it seems so, but Pedro and MTS are preparing for a possible rush from Loud. It's what we just said is, it seemed to me that they didn't have grenades or ice enough to avoid this confrontation against Loud.
Yes, and Lost is making everything he can to win this confrontation, and he is largely why Loud is in the advantage. So Lost, that wasn't a player always escalated for Loud, making all the difference.
More grenades coming in, this time from Kawan, the Grenadier for this Loud squad, one of the best players in the history of LBFF. And now Lost just got sight of the 2 players from Team Liquid and forced them to use the remaining ice they had. Pedro is now trying to use the grappling hook to avoid the shots, and he will be out in the open while MTS is using still the ice to protect himself by the watchtower. Tries to get some shots out while Lost puts some shots inside. VMSF brings Triple X back into the game, and we see Hell trying to reconnect to the game as well. But Gadunidas is taking down those players. Kawan using the grenade to take down MTS. He knows of the position by the watchtower, and Salis will take Lost down. Nitrox is joining the fight. They might save Team Liquid while Pedro just took off. It's time for MTS to take off as well as he takes down Kawan and gets the points, but Lost is on the floor. There's only Noda to fight for out, and now with the help of Nitrox, Team Liquid can win this fight. Let's see what will happen with Noda.
Yes, and of course Team Liquid, if they fall at this point, will still have a great punctuation, and they really were able to turn that situation around because Loudi seemed to be having all the control of the situation, but with their amazing game view, they were able to turn it around. And look at how many squads we have on the command post right now, where the safe zone has shrunk completely too.
And it seems that Cruzeiro and Vivocaine will take the best of it. Team Liquid finally goes down, but look at Cruzeiro! Trap getting the shots with the grenade launcher. Loud also goes down. They went down in the 7th position, and we also have a quadra kill coming from Trap. Now we have 0-0 Nation going after their players from Baronidas. Vivocaine goes down onto the hands of Cruzeiro. More grenades coming in, trying to take Lucky God from that campsite. 1-9 also rotating, using the Saitama skin, the One Punch Man. The Brazilian One Punch Man now rotating inside of that campsite. He has his sights onto the players of God Unidas before also by that same region inside of the safe zone. They finally got a good rotation, leaving the refinery to a better positioning. They are well hidden and well covered with only 2 kills on their hands, but still in a good position for them to attack the Booyah.
Yes, and we have only 2 teams that still need to get to the safe zone that are... No, sorry, only Cruzeiro needs to get to the safe zone.
And look at the shot that Giga gave it to open the path for this Cruzeiro squad. Lobato is trying to take down the players rushing away from cover. More grenades coming in. Chinese is the one trying to take them down, and they find 2 grenades now, 3 grenades now, 2 players are down. Trap also goes down. There's only rush to fight. Cruzeiro is being destroyed by the grenades of Chinese. Chinese and Iago doing an amazing job, and Cruzeiro just got vanished. Amazing job by before. 4 kills on the hands of Iago, and Cruzeiro is back on the lobby after a great moment by this before. The champions are back, Isa.
Yes, and before making an amazing job making sure that Cruzeiro doesn't get out of the gas. Now we have 4 teams and all of them good, well positioned, but Real, of course, is the most halved team so far.
Let's check out how those 4 teams will help themselves for the last fight, for the last safe zone, the second to last safe zone that is closing out in the open. Is only a few inches of cover for them to find a good spot to fight. Let's see how 0-0 Nation will go after the players from God Unidas. 1-9 and Nicholas are the frontliners for this fight. We see the 2 rotating, and finally Real goes down. Triple X will go down onto the hands of Jubinha before still with their full squad for this fight. While Marreta goes down. 1-9 with the grenade launcher, taking down 2 players from God Unidas. The confirmation is there. Marreta and Mike are down, but Rigby brings it back, finds the first kill onto the players from 0-0 Nation, but Jubinha brings it in. Now 0-0 Nation has to fight against before. It's a full-on squad against a full-on squad. It's 4v4. It's Mano and Mano here in Kalahari to finish off this second map of the day. We see now Nicolas going after the players from before. Iago and Lobato on the right side. We see Chinês over there by the tree using the Grossa to get some shots out. Jubinha is joining Iago, and now he will try to trample those players from 0-0 Nation alongside with Chinês. The two players are coming in, the rushers are coming in, and 1-9 will provide support from afar, trying to take down some shots onto Chinês. 3 players still up on inside of the safe zone for the 0-0 Nation squad. The grenade launcher shots coming in. Lobato goes down. Nicolas also goes down, but Chinês is down on the floor. There's only Iago to fight, and it's a great booyah for 0-0 Nation!
0-0 Nation really needed that booyah, and they were able to get it perfectly. And they start off to a great day because we saw them have a great performance also in Purgatory, now getting a lot of punctuations because they got a lot of eliminations, of course, and our beloved booyah before that seemed to get to win the confrontation in the beginning of it wasn't able to knock down all of the players of 0-0 Nation, and of course we have so many points for them that needed to get up in the standings, and now they are going to go up, which is going to be great for them because they are competing in that zone of the charts that we were talking about that is so leveled, and they are going to compete for the top 12.
And what a great start of the day for this 0-0 Nation squad, finishing off the first map as the runners-up, and now with an incredible booyah, with one of the greatest rushes I've seen on the open, using the ice as a great weapon, avoiding the players from before to go win with the usage of ice. They didn't shot on the players from before, they iced them out, isn't it?
Yes, completely. 0-0 Nation making a perfect end game and getting to the last safe zone already with so many eliminations. They are going to have so many points to count on the table, of course. But we have before also making an incredible match. And I must say, Team Liquid, even though they fell so early, had so many eliminations that I think they're going to have a good punctuation in this match after all.
I was exactly going to point out about Team Liquid. And also Loud. Good job by those teams that are still fighting against relegation, still fighting on the bottom of the standings, and finally finding a good match here in Kalahari.
Yes, of course. Loud fell a little early, even though they had a couple of eliminations. But I think that it is good to see that Lost is evolving in his own game. Lost that was basically without any kills up until this week. So we are seeing Lost really being able to fit into the team of Loud, which is something great to see because he is the newest hire of Loud. So if the team is going to work well, we are going to need to see all of them being well in a strong position and fitting in their game together. And of course we have Will not playing so far.
Still not into the servers here today, Will, but good job once again by God Unidas, getting to the top 3 once again. What a season those guys are having. Marreta is doing an incredible job, but we also got to point out about how Mike is doing so well.
Yes, and God Unidas, that is a team that is just back to the series. They were once relegated, of course. The team is completely new. Not completely, but basically completely new. And we have them having such a good performance, and it is a game style that requires a lot of strategy and intelligence. So it is so nice to see how much thought and how much strategy they are really putting into their tactics.
And of course, we will bring you guys all the confirmation of the points and the highlights after a quick break, 2 minutes, and we'll be right back. We are back live and we're heating up for the third map of the day. We're heading to Bermuda. And of course, 2 maps in, we are having a blast here around the season. And Isa, I'm going to ask you to join me as we get the standings on the screen for us to see what went on after this Kalahari map, because things have changed.
Yes, and I want so much to see those changes. So let's check out the standings, because I am thinking that 0-0 Nation is once again is now closer. Oh, look at that. 0-0 Nation is getting closer and closer to the top 12. Of course, they only have a 5-point difference from Nitrox, and they are getting closer to Los Grandes. So let's see if 0-0 Nation, Nitrox, and Cruzeiro are able to keep in the top 12. And we have the very much steady bottom of the chart, Loud, Real, Team Liquid very closely in points, and Netshoes Miners is by a little by a big difference actually. The bottom in the 18th position of the standings, and we see God Unidas passing Black Dragons Vasco by 8 points right now, before getting so close to Black Dragons Vasco as well.
But you know the 2 standings that now shock me to see? Wow. The number of kills from Fluxo, 125 kills.
That's not normal for sure. And they just got a match that they had 0 points, 0 eliminations.
And they have more than half of their points coming from kills. It's just unbelievable.
As always,
it's just unbelievable.
Yes.
More than half of their points coming from kills. And of course, God Unidas with 5 booyahs.
5 booyahs.
5 booyahs. They've now played 20 matches. With the 2 matches that they played today, it's 20 matches. They got 5 booyahs. They are in an incredible rate of 25% of games ending in booyahs.
Oh my god.
1/4 of their campaign is finishing in booyahs. What a run are those guys having here?
Yes, God Unidas, now that you have brought up those statistics that I would have never thought of, it is so amazing to see how many booyahs God gets in those matches. And we see that they also have a reasonable amount of eliminations, but their end game is just completely perfect. God really dominated this spot in the match in which all the teams are confronting each other. And they have a perfect end game so far, getting booyahs like it's easy, like it is,
like it's no
nothing.
Trouble.
Yes. And we have Fluxo on the other hand, not getting any booyahs, but with a spectacular amount of eliminations.
125, incredible.
Yes, incredible. It is something that they might break records in this LBFF as the team that is most killing in all of the seasons. We are seeing Fluxo getting so many eliminations. And of course, those are 2 extremes. One team that has been having so many booyahs and has a perfect endgame, and one team that has so many eliminations and a perfect rush. So imagine if Fluxo and God had a baby together.
They would dominate the whole season.
Shout out
to Kaliza over here saying, "No, bro." We have over here Vutrum Tranguyen saying he loves Brazil. I don't know where you're from. Please tell us where you're from. Shadow Cody M. And of course, we also have to shout out our pilot, because we're clear to take off. So let's hit the skies. We're going. The engines are rolling. The engines are indeed rolling. And we're clear to take off. So let's hit the skies, ladies and gentlemen, for the flight R6D3, heading straight to Bermuda. And today I'm wearing Bermudas. This is your Captain Marcelo Fiorentini, and by my side, my co-pilot Isa13 invites you to loosen your seatbelts, fasten your boards, because it's time to drop, Isa!
It is time to drop, and what I am most expecting to see is the drop call fight between Cruzeiro and Fluxo that last week fell together in the region of Peak in all of the Bermuda matches. And look at them, they are both in the region of Peak. once again, and we know that this will inevitably end up in either a confrontation or one of those two teams will have to make an escape so soon in the match. We see Cruzeiro dominating that central part of Peak, and of course Fluxo is spreading out, making their loot to get to the confrontation the most prepared they can be. Cruzeiro, that is a team that is also doing well. This is a very high-level confrontation. So let's see which one of those teams will get the best of it. And of course, we also have Real. Trap is going to be in a bad situation right now.
Antunes has his sights on him. He has an AK-47, and he will put Giga to the floor. First shot goes to the head of Giga, and the AK-47 is now singing in the rain. Now dealing some damage and taking down the players from Cruzeiro. Antunes goes down, but Trap is closer and closer. He will try to get, he puts Antunes to the floor. Now Triple X will have to run. Why did they go down the tower? Why did they went for this fight that they didn't need to go to? Real is having awful decisions throughout the whole season, and this was one of them. We see Triple X running and running away from the players of Cruzeiro. Giga went to the floor. Real took the first blood. However, they are still in a need of rush, in a need of running, and losing a good spot where they had up that tower.
Yes, of course. If Triple makes it back to Cape Town, they will be able to save Antunes, because Cape Town is not only a hard zone, it also has a store where they can buy off Antunes, but they could have gotten eliminations over Trap, because Trap was alone in that region of the tower in Peak, so they could have been able to get maybe even the squad wipe of Cruzeiro, but unfortunately they weren't able to get to Trap because of a bad decision, as you said, and Cruzeiro brings who back? I'm not sure who died, but they bring their last player back to the game. Yes, they bring Giga back to the game, and they probably might be able to face off Fluxo once again.
And since they took that spot, Giga will have no trouble looting once again. He will loot himself. He will have all his weapons by his hands, so he will have no trouble looting. Real just lost a player, lost their spot, lost their advantage with the high ground.
They got a kill.
They got one kill.
Well, and Antunes is back to the game.
Antunes is back on the game, okay, but they lost an important spot.
Yes.
They could have held themselves uphill more than what they did. They went for a rush that they didn't need to go to. Shout outs to Legend FF saying I look like Huggy Bye, thank you. And shout outs to Rocky Bye as well. And please, you don't need to spam on the chat. Let's leave some space for everyone to commentate here on the broadcast, as we see 0-0 Nation rotating to a dangerous spot in between Vivocade and B4. They might engage into a fight that they don't want to, and now we see 1-9 watching the players from Vivocade leave, and he didn't deal a single shot. He just went on, and he's being sighted by Lucky God. They are rotating with the motorcycles, and it seems that they will not engage into a fight, is it?
Yes, it seems like they won't engage into a fight. Of course, we see 0-0 Nation making their rotation with their vehicles, and they are making a rotation that we are seeing each time more here in the A series, because of the character of Misha that is
look
hyped.
at that. Look at that. Is that they just got into the bear trap. Nitrox is all spread, and it seems that they will have to fight. We see João trying to take some damage to Lucky God, but no one hits. No shots. No shots were dealt, and now we see God Unidas also rotating to the same spot. This will become a spot of war. Mike now takes some shot. Marreta is in with him. It's Miguel actually with him by the side of the hill, and God Unidas will have to fight, and Miguel will put Nicolas to the floor, while Marreta jumps from the grappling hook to the river to save himself. Godunidas trying to take down the players from 0-0 Nation. Mike will take Lucky God to the floor. Nice job by Godunidas holding on to this fight, but 0-0 Nation also taking down players. Two players still up for the 0-0 Nation squad, while Miguel rotates through the ice. We see 1-9. He has the car on his hands, but he will have to fight on a close range with the sniper rifle. Let's see if he will get the shots. We see Miguel over there rotating and jumping through the ice to get to the better positioning. tThe will be the one rotating, and 1-9 will use the ice to once again protect his teammates. We see Iago taking down Fak, the first player from Fluxo is also down on the floor. tThe rotating. He tries to take Mike down, and he will finish off Mike. But Miguel is fighting against him. He has 1-9 on his back, and 1-9 will take Marreta to the floor. But Miguel is still alive. 1-9 once again. in! The mini grenade launcher taking down one more player for Godunitas. Now 0-0 Nation has the upper hand, has the advantage, and they are the new kill leaders of this squad. No, Godunitas is still the new kill leader. Let's check this out. No, 0-0 Nation takes it, Isa.
And 0-0 Nation played so well right now. I think that 1-9 ran out of bullets in his weapon. That's why he pulled the mini grenade launcher. But in that moment in which we had 0-0 Nation and Nitrox both making their rotations, I thought, this isn't Free Fire, this is Formula 1. Because we had both teams going
MotoGP.
Yes, we had both teams going with their vehicles towards the safe zone, and no one chose to shoot each other, so no weapons involved, just cars. And right now we are seeing a upper look of the safe zone. Nitrox in the garage, Fluxo that is, of course, with their loot very much compromised because they divided it with Cruzeiro, and that is something that we are growing accustomed to see. Cruzeiro and Fluxo dividing the loot of Peak instead of confronting each other.
Now we see Team Liquid taking that spot from Cruzeiro, trying to take that spot from Cruzeiro, and Fenix will put Menor to the floor. Nice shot from Fenix. He was being targeted by Rush, but he will take down Menor and he will take the kill. Trap is the new target for him. Giga goes to the floor. Good fight by Team Liquid, now taking the advantage. Trap goes to the floor. There's only one player to fight. It's Rush, no more! Rush is no more! Cruzeiro takes the squad wipe, and Team Liquid will get 4 points, as we saw as well. 0-0 Nation bringing back 2 of their players that were dropped on that fight against Godunitas, Isa.
Yes, and with that, we just lost a squad, but we still have 40 players alive, and 0-0 Nation making their way down of the sky. But of course, Real might have a bit of a vision. And what I'm seeing right now is just how much this loot division between Fluxo and Cruzeiro is making it worse for both teams.
Both teams losing firepower, losing the ability to fight, resources to fight, and it cost a lot on both of the teams. And now we see Team Liquid going after Fluxo that is sandwiched between themselves and Vasco da Gama. Cias now rotating. BD Vasco is dominating the other side of that hard zone where Fluxo is probably trying to bring back the players, but Cias will be sent off of the region. And look at Loud. Loud is joining the fight as well, and Easy is the first one to go down, while Chucky is also on the floor. Hender and Leno are now rotating, while Team Liquid is fighting against Fluxo. Loud came in and took 2 kills from this Vasco squad, and they will join this fight between Team Liquid and Fluxo. Lost is the first player on the rush. He's being helped by Kawan over there, trying to sight those 2 teams as Kawan uses his ability with the grenades to give him some support on the rush. And now we see General collecting energy for his Kamehameha, or maybe his Rasengan. And now we have Hender rotating, and Modestia was inside there. That guy will take Leno down, and there is only Leno, and there's only Chucky to fight Hender.
Modestia borrowed his car to Hender, and Hender just
took off.
He kind of stole Modestia's car, right?
But it seems that actually they got the kill, at least onto the last player, because Vasco
Black Dragon Vasco is still alive.
Black Dragon's Vasco is still alive.
Yes, Hender took off with Modestia's car.
But I believe that we lost the kill. No, he took off. He took off to
and
the
he's going to save all of the other players.
He will save his teammates inside of the safe zone, and then he will come back with the car. Nice play by Hender, keeping Vasco alive. But we lost one of the teams, and we got to check this out. But we see 0-0 Nation still all wide open in Sentosa, while B4 tries to climb the peak to go after the players from Vivocade and Loud. This could be a dangerous movement by the players from B4, going uphill at this moment where all the teams are really positioned and walling the entrance of Peak, Isa.
Yes, and of course, Vivocade and Before both have good positions inside of the safe zone. Lauji as well with a very strong positioning, and we have a safe zone that is centralizing basically all towards Peak, and Fluxo and Cruzeiro, that are 2 teams that fell in the region of Peak. Neither one of them is well positioned. And of course we had Fluxo very halved. I'm not sure if they were able to save the players they lost. And Cruzeiro went back to the lobby already. So we are having a very interesting match on terms of confrontation and how the drop call fights are affecting the teams.
Let's check out this fight between the last player of God Unidas. It's Rigby over there. He's still alive, trying to take some spots from the players of Netshoes Miners. Grenades coming in from Natividade, and he is one of the best grenadiers in the league. And now the rush comes in. Rick will take him down, and God Unidas will go back to the lobby. Finally, a bad match from this God Unidas squad, is it?
Yes, but we are seeing Netshoes Miners right now with just one elimination, and the safe zone is shrinking fastly towards peak, and they don't have a good position so far. Depending on where they get inside that safe zone, it's going to be very bad for them, and we know that Netshoes Miners is one of those teams that needs a better punctuation.
They are currently tailing our table here. They are in the last position, the only team that still didn't reach 100 points. They will reach in this matchup because I believe they had 98 points. So with 1 kill and at least the 9th position, they will get 3 points and they will finally go over 100 points. But what a bad start of season for this Netshoes Miners squad, a team that went for the finals last season and that sometimes showed that they could try to fight on the finals. But now let's see the Vasco da Gama squad all brought back from the dead, fighting against 0-0 Nation. Henry will take 1-9 down. Nice job by Vasco, starting a fight with advantage. They probably have a poor loot right now, and they lose a player to this Loud squad because they were all spread fighting 2 fights at the same time. Now 0-0 Nation has a complete advantage against the 2 players from Vasco that are inside of the house. Let's see how Chucky will fare off against Lucky God. He tries to take the shots down. He's using the shotgun, the new shotgun, to take some shots out. We see Hender rotating, trying to find some spot. He uses the grenades. Now Chucky is the second player, giving the support for this Vasco squad. He will probably be the frontliner in this matchup. As you see Hender rotating, the Grenadier, he is trying to find the spot for the better fight, and now he hears the players from 0-0 Nation right below his window. And now he knows that there are players coming up. The FFX is inside of the house trying to take their motorcycles, and he will try to engage into this fight against Nicholas rotating. We see Chucky also going after the player from the 0-0 Nation, and he will try to loot Easy, the player that had some loot from Vasco da Gama, and now they have to fight from afar against this 0-0 Nation squad that just sold their bikes. They just sold their bikes. You gotta bring my bike back. Oh my God, I have no security insurance for those bikes.
Oh yes, very bad for Black Dragon Vasco that they lost their motorcycles, but Black Dragon Vasco is still able to keep alive, and of course Lauji is getting out of their central house position and is already in a great position inside of the safe zone. We have Vivo Cage also going towards the safe zone, and Black Dragon Vasco is going to get in the north of the circle to get a good position, but they will still have to confront 0-0 Nation, so this fight wasn't cancelled, it was just delayed, and Hender already took down Nicholas.
Already going for the fight once again. Hender is having a blast of a game over here. He survived by himself on the side of Evocade, went out to the safe zone, revived all his teammates, fought against 0-0 Nation, and now he's taking players down. What a great run by Hender in this Bermuda map, but let's see if he will keep Vasco alive in this matchup. They are fighting against 0-0 Nation, and we see Vivocade taking a good spot by the peak, and he will have some space. They will have some space to work. Now we see Chucky taking down Lucky God, and Vasco is trying to take down the players from 0-0 Nation. They already got 4 kills, and 0-0 Nation is down. Look at what Vasco did with the revival. What an incredible job taken on the account of Hender. Now Leno goes down to the floor with a nice shot by MTS, and Team Liquid will try to come over to take this fight. MTS takes down Leno, and now he will use the grenades to take down the last 2 remaining players from Vasco. Butch-On and Pedro RS are coming for the fight. Grenades are in. Chucky is leading by the door as we see Hender over there. The grenade launcher shots don't go in, and the grenade from MTS will not go in as well. He's trying the other window. Nice grenade, but he will not reach the players from Vasco. Now Chucky takes some damage, and he shows up on the window. He will have to use the ice to protect himself. Now MTS tries to find a good spot, but Pedro Ares already got into the fight, and Vasco will finally go down. Vasco will finally go down. At least they will get 7 points because of the struggle from Hender. Great job by the player keeping this team alive and getting some points for them, isn't it?
Yes, and Team Liquid also great job so far. Almost 10 eliminations in their hands, and they are in a good, strong position in the safe zone, as well as Loud, that is currently eliminating the Vivo Cage squad. So let's check out how those 5 teams will get inside of the circle and be able to guarantee the booyah.
And now we see that Shoes Miner is still alive. Good job by them. Team Liquid and Loud still alive. All those 3 teams fighting against the relegation zone. Real still alive as well. And Nitrox. No team alive is still the top 12. Only Nitrox is still in the top 12 and they are in the 12th position. Let's see how this end game will go through. Romeo goes to the floor with a shot by Lost. Now Loud is trying to come uphill and fight against the Nitrox squad. Grenade launcher shot by Prozin, but K1 is the one who takes João down. Now the great shot by K1. And no, it was Prozin. Actually, Prozin shot himself on the face and put himself down, but K1 also went down with a grenade. It gave time for the Nitrox squad to bring back the players while Team Liquid joins that battle. Netshoes Miners finally go down on the hands of Real. Phoenix will take Romeo to the floor. Let's see how Nitrox will fight this battle. They have to go uphill, and now Team Liquid has the space to fight against them with the top-down advantage. Grenades coming in from Butch. He tries to find the good shot, and now he cooked the grenade really well, but no damage dealt to the players of Nitrox that are rotating through the downside, fighting against the Real squad, but they are sandwiched between Real and Team Liquid. What a nice position that Team Liquid has now to fight for the booyah. They are still alive in this matchup, Isa.
Yes, and Team Liquid having the high ground advantage. So good in this match. Look at how many eliminations they got already, and they still have 2 teams to wipe if they want the booyah.
And now MTS doing what he does best. He's grenading players down. Salis will go to the floor. 15 kills for Team Liquid. A booyah will award them 27 points. VM7 takes now not Prozin. And now it's a 4v3 fight in favor of Team Liquid. They have the upper hand. VM7 goes to the floor. There's only Japa. And it's finally a booyah! Team Liquid! What a great job by those guys. They needed a game like that, Isa. They needed to go over and to dominate a single map. They finished off the match with 18 kills, 30 points on the hands of Team Liquid, Isa.
Yes, 18 kills and a booyah is just what Team Liquid needed, and I think they really fought to themselves well. I'm tired of the crazy game. We are done with the bad outcomes, and Team Liquid being able to get to the top of the match of this Bermuda to getting 18 kills. I think that is the most eliminations we have had in a match in this season.
Yeah, it is.
And we are having it in the hands of Team Liquid that was in the bottom of the standings up until now, and they were not showing their best game because we know that this team is very strong, and now Team Liquid really showing that they are done with the bad outcomes and just getting to the top like it's nothing, like they were never bad in the standings.
And showing themselves when they needed the most. We get to see the highlights.
Oh my god, 30 points. I can't believe that.
And look at MTS. He's back.
Wow.
The man is back.
Yes, of course it's MTS. It's our MVP of the LBFF.
The MVP of the hat.
Yes, one of the best players we have here representing Brazil, of course, 30 points in the hands of Team Liquid. Of course, Real, also a team that needed a good punctuation, getting 16 points, which is a great punctuation, but compared to 30,
it's almost half.
Compared to 30, it doesn't seem like much, but Real also getting a very good punctuation, of course, and Loud. So we have had 3 teams on the top 3 punctuators of the match, and those 3 teams are
on the bottom 3.
Yes, that were on the bottom of the standings. Very curious match so far. We have had also Nitrox and Netshoes Miners with 9 points. Netshoes Miners not having a terrible performance, but of course it's not what they needed. They needed those 30 points.
Yeah, one of their best performances when all their rivals fighting against relegation had incredible points.
Yes, yes. That is unfortunate for them. Of course, Black Dragons having a bad day so far. Black Dragons Vasco. And Fluxo once again getting a match at 0 points. It's the second match that they have zeroed in this day. Of course, Purgatory was a great map for them, but it doesn't hold out for 2 other maps. Yeah.
It
It
will
doesn't.
not compensate those two
Yes, it
bad
doesn't
maps.
hold out.
And of course, a first map that was not that good by God Unidas, only 3 points for them. And the fight for that 6th position is now hot between Vasco and God Unidas. Let's check this out, how this match changed our standings, because there are lots of teams trying to gather more points. And look at the leap that Team Liquid just had.
Oh my God.
155 points to finish off this match, going after 0-0 Nation, getting closer. Now they are 8 points behind Nitrox. They are now in a feasible spot to be inside of the top 12 as we finish off the day. I didn't believe that was possible for one of those teams, and now Team Liquid makes it possible for themselves.
Well, of course, and what is most obvious seeing this second half of the standings is
They
that
were behind
Los
Loud.
Grandes,
We just have to
Yes.
point out, they were behind Loud. They were in the 17th position.
yes, and Los Grandes better watch out because Cruzeiro, Nitrox, Team Liquid, and 0-0 Nation are getting close and closer to the stand of Los Grandes. So we have to see how Los Grandes will react to that next week. But of course, we have our bottom 3 as Real, Loud, and Netshoes Miners. Real and Loud competing directly to see which one of them will stick to the relegation zone. And of course, we need better performances from both of those teams. And the first half of the table remains unchanged.
And of course, we still have 3 more maps to come to finish off this week. And on the end of those 3 maps, we'll have the real picture of the standings, since all the teams will be having played, will have been played all 24 maps of the 3 weeks, right?
Yes, and we will have a good notion of how the table looks like and of how the teams are.
So let's go for a quick break, and we'll be right back to bring you guys the last 3 maps of the week.
eu vim de baixo, né? Vim de uma comunidade ZL de Manaus. Minha mãe não tinha condição de comprar um celular pra mim e acabei indo vender picolé pra poder comprar um celular pra mim. Passei pela Luz e na Luz, tipo, mudou muito também, que meu pai viu que começou a me apoiar. Ele sempre falava que não era pra eu desistir, que sempre ia dar certo. E sempre foi um sonho de dar uma casa pra ele, porque sei tudo que ele já passou, minha mãe foi faxineira. E, tipo, é isso, sempre eu dou o meu melhor por ele, sabe? Não jogo nem por mim, eu jogo mais por eles, porque eu me motivo muito neles, principalmente no meu sobrinho, que ele é autista. E sempre tento dar o melhor pra eles, pra minha família. O Free Fire mudou minha vida, sabe? Eu não sabia o que ia ser antes do Free Fire. Foi quando o jogo veio, comecei a treinar, acompanhava os streams. Free Fire mudou minha vida. Da minha mãe, do meu pai, meu sobrinho. E é isso.
We're back live, but we gotta talk about what a thrilling story that this guy, Mamute, has to tell. A man who had to sell popsicles over here to buy a phone to play Free Fire, and it changed his life.
Yes, it is so moving to see the story of Mamute as many other Free Fire players. And of course, his dad is one of the stars of the LBFF. His dad is an icon.
An icon.
We love him. He is such a moving cheer for his son, and it really touches everyone who really sees how much he supports his son and how much he believes in Free Fire. And of course, we do as well.
And of course, we want to know your stories with Free Fire. So send us on our social media at FF Esports BR, and send on my social media at Marcelo Fiantini and Isa at Isa13X.
Yes.
And of course, let's play FF Squad all together. Let's find out who is the best coach around the world when it comes to LBFF. Join us at ffesquads.com.br and join us in this fight, because she's just destroying on the league.
Yes, I am destroying my FF squad. Thank you so much. And I'm hoping to know what yours is. So send us in our social media how your FF squad's doing, because we would love to see it. And right now we have the sequence of Booyahs of the day.
I will start a trend on my social media with FF Squad. I will start casting the players that the guys on social media tell me to.
Oh my god.
I will open up my social media.
That can only go one way.
You guys will decide my squad on FF Squad. It's a deal. It's a deal. It will be fun.
That can only go one way, but it will be fun.
I will find the squads that fit my money on the 3 days, and I will put those squads to test, to see if the guys know what they're talking about when they come to our chat and talk about Free Fire.
Yes, of course. So let's see if Marcelo gets along with this whole situation of letting you guys cast his FF squad. And of course, we are going towards the second half of the day. And we are going to have, again, Purgatory, Kalahari, and Bermuda. And we are hoping to see how the teams have evolved with this first half of the day.
But you know what is evolving? Our engines, because we're clear to take off, so let's hit the skies! Ladies and gentlemen, from flight R6D4 heading straight to Purgatory. This is your Captain Marcelo Ferrantini, and by my side, my co-pilot Isa invites you to loosen your seatbelts, fasten your boards, because it's time to drop, Isa!
Time to drop, and we are dropping on the second Purgatory of the day, second half of the day yet, and we want to see how the teams are going to do differently with the second half, especially the teams that haven't done so well yet. And we are seeing once again everyone in their usual drop calls. And of course 00 Nation, that usually drop calls in fields, will have the blue zone all to themselves if Lounge doesn't choose to pick a couple of those loots. So let's see how the team goes. Let's see how Real makes their rotation with this call of Fire Brigade that, as I said before, it's a very hard call to deal with, especially because they are in the middle of Fluxo and Netshoes miners, and whichever way they choose to go to, they will have to face a squad. And I just dripped coffee on myself. I almost got burned. I'm sorry. And we are going to see...
The Isa is on fire.
Yes, my leg's on fire right now. But Real is going to have to
That's
make...
what happens when you use ripped jeans.
Yes, that's true.
If you had jeans fully
and it fell on my
shaping
rib
your legs,
leg.
you choose to use ripped clothes. I don't get this fashion where you pay more to get less.
It's fashion. It's fashion.
I get it.
You can't
I get it.
explain it. You can just feel it. So let's see, Kawan.
And now we have
dropping-
Meryl Streep by my side here. The devil wears Prada.
And Kawan already knocked down one of the players of God.
Kawan already taking down one of the players from God, but it seems like God
Oh my God, yes.
will
On
have
the
time.
other side of the river, I don't know how Kawan got that pixel and how did was he able to knock down one of the players of God. And look at that. Will is on the place of Kronos in this
Kronos,
match. Very curious.
No support, or maybe Kawan going for the support role. He, that was a rusher on the beginning of his career, went to the captain position when he came to Loud, and now he will probably go for the support role with 3 tough rushers in this Loud squad.
Yes, and of course, Kawan is a very versatile player. He's one of the best players we have here on the LBFF. Me and Marcel were talking about how much history he made here in the LBFF, of course, and we are going to see how this role in this Purgatory map is going to fit him, and we aren't seeing him playing so well in this season, which is something that none of us expected because, as I've said before, Kawan is one of the LBFF legends. So let's see how he makes this match, how Loud is going to make their game coming from now, because Loud is one of the teams that went not once but twice to the World Series. So let's see how they do.
Let's see how they do, and let's see if Chuck will get a kill on Nicholas. And he will. The first blood goes to the hands of Vasco, of BD Vasco over here, and he has his sights on Lucky God as well. Shoutouts to FL4 Toxic from Trinidad and Tobago. Shoutouts FL4, who is always here with us. Mudasir also here. We have Zaidi Sumit saying he's going for the exams, so he's asking us to wish him luck. Do it better.
Good luck.
Bring the questions for us on the chat. We'll help you cheat.
Oh my God.
No, I'll never do this. I'm joking. I'm joking. Please take your education seriously. And of course, shout outs to GBZBB saying, wonderful Lisa. I told you guys, she's looking for love, but not here.
Well, but I am so glad for getting all of this attention as always.
Oh, you like it. You like it. I knew it. I knew it. Thank you guys for being here. If you're here because of Isa, because she's a wonderful commentator, and if you're here because of me, because I look like
Both of us, of course.
of us.
It's always both of us.
if I look like Rocky Bai, if you're here to learn English, if you're here to watch LBFF in English, thank you guys for being here, and of course, invite your friends to be here with us. Let's build this great community around Brazilian Free Fire, because Free Fire is really good.
Yes, it is the best game ever. So we are having
It's the best game ever.
and
One Direction references. This one you got.
Yeah, but it isn't best game. Like it's best song
The best
ever.
song ever. I just changed it. I was paraphrasing them.
Oh, okay. Well, makes sense. 0-0 Nation lost a player and already revived him. So we are seeing right now. Nicholas might be in trouble right now if Salles gets this shot around him.
Salles, the former Amazon Reef, now dealing with the players from 0-0 Nation, fighting for Nitrox. Shots coming in. We see some skills destroying that ice over there. And Salles is using the FAMAS to try to get some shots out. We see the red zone at the end of the stage over there. But Salles was not able to get those shots out. No player was taken down, and 0-0 Nation will once again regroup away from Ski Lodge.
Yes, we know that Fields is a very central and good drop call, but at the same time, it is dangerous because a lot of teams make their rotations throughout that area. So 0-0 Nation needs to be very smart in Purgatory, where they have that drop call that is so competitive and so seen by the other teams. Of course, they are doing a great job today, and 0-0 Nation is one of the best performing teams. Of course, I think only behind maybe Team Liquid that made exceptional 30 points in one single match, but they're doing well today as well. But Nitrox seems to want to change that.
They do want better results. We talked about how Nitrox is an ups and downs team, and now Salis is ups taking downs the player from 0-0 Nation. It was Nicholas that went to the floor, and now he's back up, but he wants to take him down once again. Let's see how they will fare off in this battle. And Team Liquid was indeed the team with the most points in a match this season.
30 points,
in
one single match. I mean,
and they are leading the day with 46 points up until this matchup. The second team with the most points is 0-0 Nation.
Well, so I got it right for once in my life. My math, even though it wasn't actual math, I just kind of rounded up the numbers. I still got it right. So we
Rounding up is part of math.
Oh, so great. And we have Team Liquid.
I just dropped the bag of sugar on my coffee. I'm just stupid.
Congratulations.
I find new ways to be stupid each and every day. Oh, my hell.
It's still going to work, I think.
Yeah.
And look at Netshoes Miners. They are playing a really slow game. They got off Lumber Mill and went straight to that end of the map zone of Forge, of Campsite actually, which means that they are really playing to get to the end game, and they are holding off their rotations as much as they can, which shows how much they want to go up in the standings, and they need to definitely.
Let me bring you a trivia here for the day. The 5 players who had the most kills here today, only one player is not from Team Liquid. Only Iago got 7 kills already and is in the second position. However, MTS got 9. And then Phoenix, Pedro, and Butt all are closing in the top 5 with 6 kills.
Great amount of kills for them, about 2 kills per match. Well, look at who can do math now. So 2 kills per match for all of those players at Team Liquid, except for MTS, of course, our amazing MVP. Let's see how Team Liquid does right now, because they have encountered God, and Team Liquid and God are 2 teams that are known for their late rotations, and now they just encountered each other in both late rotations at the same region, because we know both teams drop call in the same island. Team Liquid drop calling in Mount Villa, Golf Course, and Quarry, and God in Mapleworks. So they are encountering each other, both wanting to go to the safe zone, but it's not going to go well for one of those teams, and Rigby seems to be in danger.
He's in danger indeed, because the rush is coming in. Pedro and MTS going over, trying to take him down. MTS has the Carapina over there to try to take him down, while Pedro is rotating using all the eyes to protect himself. Is God right now. He uses the CR7 as well, and now Pedro will go over, but he's getting close to his teammates. Rigby will take down Pedro, and the grenades from MTS are trying to take him down. But goes to the floor as well. Let's see if Rigby can hold it. Finally, MTS finds the grenade and will take Rigby to the floor. But 2 players from Team Liquid are on the ground, and Phoenix is trying to give them support for them to be back in the fight. Now we see Mike going over, trying to take MTS, while Phoenix keeps his support from afar. Mike leading the rush. We see Marreta trying to take some information on Phoenix. Grenades coming in, but he cooked it too much. No time for it to get to Phoenix. Once again, the grenade coming in. He will try to get to the player from Team Liquid. One more grenade. Now he's protected by the eyes. Garunida's taking the best of Team Liquid in this fight, and they are dominating Purgatory. Four Booyahs in Purgatory. And now Mike will put MTS to the floor. Marreta is trying to use the grenades. Miguel puts Mike back on the fight, and MTS will get the takedown. Only Phoenix to fight, and he is being shot by Marreta from afar. He uses a rock over there, but he has no cover. He has nowhere to run. The grenade from Marreta comes in, takes a little bit of damage, but Phoenix tries to fight. He will not be able to. Team Liquid from Booyah to bottom is
Yes, and I just want to highlight how well Rigby played, because Rigby was able to knock down 2 players of the whole Team Liquid, coming onto him like he was the only player in the game. So Rigby was the only target of Team Liquid, as he was alone and the rest of his team was afar from him. So when he got to knock down 2 of the Team Liquid players, Team Liquid that was apparently in the better position and having the best card over God Unidas, was still able to turn around the situation and were able to send Team Liquid back to the lobby just after our record Booyah of the season. So greatly played by Rigby, very decisive. And look at how many teams we have on the region of Skilodge right now. We have 00 Nation, Nitrox, and Vivo Cage up Skilodge. They are right in the ceiling of Skilodge, and on the other side of the map, Losty and is eliminating Fluxo, Marcelo.
They are trying indeed to take down the players from Fluxo. Now they are uphill, they are in a poor position, wide open, trying to fight against those players from Loud, while Noda, who got some weight up during the pandemic, I gotta say, is a little chubby and he's cute. Nice chips for this Noda picture, but Cias is the one to take down a player. He got a headshot, but now he's taking some damage from K1. No support in this Loud squad, and this shows that they got some difficulties to fight from afar without Chronos in the squad, is it?
K1 is with 2 Barretts, not 1 but 2, and he is playing the role of the support player, and Fluxo that got under the hill to try to escape is coming right across Goji, but Goji is also making their way outside of the safe zone, and I think Miguel is going to have a hard time getting to the safe zone.
He is by the center of the Cruzeiro trap, and now we see that Choose Miners going after 00 Nation. Lucky God was the first one to go down, but then Choose Miners only have 3 players. It's an equal fight. Pelzada goes to the floor as well. Atividade tries to bring it back.
Oh my
Vasco
God.
da Gama joins the fight as well. And Rick is the only player remaining for this Choose Miners squad. He will try to bring back one of his teammates, while Nicolas also goes up, but Easy puts 1-9 to the floor. Vasco is joining, and Easy got a triple! Triple kill on the heads of Easy! The Mag 7 just sang out loud like Cadell, and he got the 3 kills to send down at Choose Miners. Now we see Cruzeiro going after the players from before. 13 minutes of game. Now Garunidas goes down after that fight against before. We see Cruzeiro also trying to deal with before, and Loud is still after the players from Fluxo. Now we see Cruzeiro going for the kills on the players of before. Giga will get the shots and take Iago down, and finally before goes down. Cruzeiro with 2 kills takes down the team of before. The current champions are now back to the lobby, but we see Fluxo also once again close to Cruzeiro, while Rush tries to take down some players from Loud. They might end up helping Fluxo because they don't have sight on the players of Fluxo. They are fighting Loud. Now all those teams are positioned by the entrance of the safe zone, Isa.
Yes, and Cruzeiro in a bad position. They're going to run towards the safe zone. Also Fluxo, but Fluxo was still able to hold off their position very well because they were already half-gen players. And look at that safe zone, Marcelo. Most of that safe zone doesn't even exist in the map.
It doesn't even exist. Only the northeast of Ski Lodge will be playable. It will be a really short safe zone, and Vasco has control of it.
Black Dragons Vasco in the absolute best position of the safe zone, and I'm guessing that they are going to be the strongest candidates to get this Booyah, but Lauji is getting with their monster truck inside, right on the side of Black Dragons Vasco, and they are back to the candidacy of the Booyah.
But look at Hender finding the grenade. Chucky puts Will down as well. Only one player. My God, Hender! Once again the grenade. Taking down Lost as well. Only one player to fight. It's Kawan. Only Kawan. Noda actually to try to save Loud in this matchup. The sight's coming out. They try to take Noda. He uses a lot of ice over there. He finds himself in an igloo and he jumps outside of the house. Now Hender gets one more kill while Real tries to get in as well. All the teams are targeting the spot where Vasco is, and then the safe zone closed outside of the map. There will be no last safe zone for those teams to be safe. They will have to fight on the gas.
And Chucky is on the border of the map. I think he's closing to falling off of the abyss. That is the end of the Purgatory map. Vivo Cage also very good, well positioned in this match. And I think that Vivo Cage and Black Dragons Vasco are going to be the ultimate candidates for the Booyah. Of course, Antunes in one of the last safe zones is still able to save Triple X. So let's see what happens, because Noda is also still alive and very well hidden behind the monster truck.
And we see players from Real using the pod to jump to the safe zone. They are inside the safe zone with Vasco, while Leno tries to hold the players from Vivo Kid from entering the safe zone. Now they are dealing with a lot of players, and look at Triple X. Look at where he is right now. He can be a surprise entrant in this fight. by the end of the match. Now we see Hender taking Modestia down loud. Finally goes down on the hands of General, but Hender will put that guy to sleep once again. Nando 9 is also on the floor. General is surviving for this Vivocade squad, but Hender will take down more players, and he will finish off Vivocade. Now there's only Real to fight, and there's only one player from Real. It's tThe. Vasco.
He fell there.
He jumped there and stayed there. He has only the pistol
I
to
believe
fight.
in you, Triplo. I believe in you. I swear to God, I believe in you.
He's the last player to fight against Vasco, and he only got one pistol. It's 4 versus 1 pistol. Now Vasco is going after the last player, and tThe stands up, and he will try to run away from this Vasco team. He will place the 007 strategy. He will not. Leno just saw him. So it's a booyah, Vasco! They promised. They tried to get to the match as soon as possible, and they amassed a huge amount of kills to secure an important booyah in the run for the top, Isa.
Coming up from the bottom of the punctuation of the day of this Monday, Black Dragons Vasco is finally able to fit in another booyah, fit in a perfect match, a lot of eliminations for them, and of course I can't not talk about Triplo, because what he did in this last safe zone was essential, was crucial for Real that needed those extra points. So Triplo guaranteeing the second place, and of course with that 9 points for Real, and I think they had a couple of eliminations, so Real is going to punctuate well in this match. And of course we had Lauji also getting to the end game. Lauji that is having a regular day, but Team
An average day.
Yeah, never regular day. They needed better, but so far they are good, because we still have 2 upcoming matches to see how it goes.
And of course, we gotta check the highlights and the confirmation of the points. Vasco with 24 kills, 24 points, 12 kills on their hands. Amazing job by this Vasco squad. Hender showing off why he was the MVP of Serie B.
And he's in my FF squad, just remembering.
And he was the MVP of Serie B by a large margin. And this match finally shows what Hender is made of.
Yes, of course. And look at that. We have Real with 13 points, Lauji with 11, Vivocade that was in the 3rd position with 9 points, Vivocade having a regular day as well, Nitrox with 9 as well, and Cruzeiro with the same amount of points. So we have a very balanced purgatory so far. Let's check out the other half of the standings in this match. And of course we are seeing the replay of the end game, and this safe zone was really crazy. I had never ever seen a safe zone like that, especially in the LBFF, so it is so
Probably
crazy.
the most troll safe zone ever.
Yes, I mean, how did the safe zone just shut off completely into the blank of the map? But let's check out the last. 7th position goes to God with also 7 points. 8th position for Fluxo. Fluxo that is having a bad day. They only got 1 good match, that was Purgatory. They zeroed up the 2nd and the 3rd match, and now only 5 points. So adding up, Fluxo having a very bad day. B4 with 5 points. Netshoes, Miners with 3. Also bad day for them that needed that extra punctuation. Team Liquid coming from a booyah with 30 points. I think they're good. If we split up the points, they still have 15 for this.
They averaged 15.5 points per match.
Yes, I think they're good. And 00 Nation that also was having a very good day today, falling in the worst position possible with 0 points.
You know who is celebration?
What?
Who is celebrating right now?
What? Who?
Corinthians, because they're still at top of the table, and we gotta check out the standings to see if anyone is getting close to Corinthians, because they might finish off this week in the 1st position. Flux with only 228 points. A bad day by Fluxo, but a good day by Vasco, who is getting closer and closer to Vivocade and Fluxo, ahead of the teams from Group B and Group A. God Unidas also having an average day, 210 points for them, before 204. But look at the qualifying zone. Nitrox was starting to feel threatened by Team Liquid, by the approach of Team Liquid in Real, but now it seems that with only 2 maps, Team Liquid has to take a 16-point difference to take this spot from Nitrox.
Yes, and of course, Nitrox most likely is going to push off Los Grandes to the 12th position, and Team Liquid, they can still reach Los Grandes, but it's going to be very difficult. So Los Grandes will probably be setting the line in this top 12, and of course we have Real, 00 Nation, and Loud still, and Team Liquid, of course, with very close punctuation. So if any of those teams decides to make something crazy out of those last couple of matches, they might just get to Los Grandes.
But a prediction here, Netshoes Miners will not leave the last position today.
Oh,
they are
it's going to be hard.
39 points behind Liberty. They need 39 points in 2 maps. They're not scoring 39 points in a day. How will they score it in 2 maps? They need to improve their game.
Yes, Netshoes Miners with a very bad performance so far. And we have seen that teams that weren't in the bottom position, like Real was in the bottom position. But we have seen them... Oh my god, meu Deus, tem uma barata ali.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh my god, there is a... That...
We'll be solving this as soon as possible. Don't mind it. But indeed, they need to perform better. And of course, we're heading to Kalahari, the second to last map of the day. And we know that before we'll try to take the center of the map. We know that before we'll try to control the refinery, but Garunidas will be the ones probably trying to target them.
Yes, of course, and we don't expect any drop qualified since we have seen since we have seen Netshoes Miners retreating from the position of Council Hall that Black Dragons Vasco was contesting them on. So let's see how it goes. And this Kalahari brings up a lot of expectations because we are having a very balanced day. We have seen teams that were punctuating very well, like Team Liquid, falling down early. So I think that all punctuations are very close to another. So it is going to be interesting to see if any teams are going to rise on those next couple of matches and be able to really get the top of the punctuation of the team, because so far it is so leveled.
It is indeed leveled, balanced, and we are having an incredible day. We're close to going for the fifth map of the day, a good Kalahari map where Nitrox can show up as a good team, where Garunidas can perform well, where B4 can perform well. Flux historically performs well in this map, so it's a map that can go anywhere, right?
Yes, it can go anywhere. And of course, we are expecting to see some of the teams that are on the bottom positions of the charts making their better game. And we have to see if Real is going to keep up with their good performance. 00 Nation as well. Loudji, we need to see. We have seen a regular day of them so far, but if we see them having a better performance on those last couple of matches, we might see them going up in the standings.
And we got to check this out because we're starting our engines over here. The plane is already fully fooled, and of course we are clear to take off, so let's hit the skies. Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight R6D5 heading straight to Kalahari. This is your captain, myself, Eugene, and by my side, my co-pilot, Isa, invites you to loosen your seatbelts, fasten your boards, because it's time to drop, Isa!
It is time to drop, and I welcome you to this Kalahari match, which is our second to last match of the day, and we are going to see right now how the teams are going to do with this end of the day, because of course we know that in the end of the day we usually have different outcomes from the teams. And let's see, all teams apparently right now are on their usual drop calls, so let's see how they do.
Let's see how those teams will fare off. And now we see once again Vasco going all by themselves to the council hall. We see Team Liquid going to the prison, and we're not used to see those teams that close, Isa. It's just something that is unexpected, that is not something we usually see. But of course, those two teams will probably run into each other during their rotations.
Yes, they probably will. And we have Black Dragons Vasco in their usual drop call of Council Hall right now. Let's see how they make their rotation depending on the safe zone. And of course, we are seeing Black Dragons Vasco players using a lot of the Charge Buster. That is a weapon that is new to the game. And we are seeing Chucky and Hender using it a lot. And I think it's very cool to see how they are making the use of those weapons because, of course, as soon as we saw Charge Buster being released into the game, we didn't see a lot of players using it. So
Let's see
yes.
how those teams will start to use it as of right now. And we see also Fluxo going for the Ruins, getting their usual drop call, working calmly. They need to go for a better matchup here in Kalahari, right?
Right. And Fluxo, that is a team that usually makes a show of a punctuation in a day that we have seen to make incredible days. Right now, not making such a great day, so let's see if they are able to make that different for these last couple of matches. And, of course, we have to see if Cias, the current MVP and the MVP by a lot of difference, is able to keep up this very big difference in the MVP charts.
Let's see how this rotation from Fluxo will happen, if they will get Cias in a good position for him to get the kills. He's not playing well today, but he got the record last weekend with the most kills for a player for one day here in LBFF. So we got to check out how this squad will rotate right now. Fluxo not having a good day. Probably shaken by this different environment with some teams that were on the bottom trying to get some more points, getting more tough in the matchups, and we see a change in Netshoes Miners. Field leaving the matchup, Peusada leaving the matchup for Fields to come in. Field that was a force in this squad during last season, now coming in for the first time.
Yes, and Field getting into the team might be something that we see change the performance of Netshoes Miners. Of course, we have as well R7 from Cruzeiro getting in the place of Rush. So let's see how Cruzeiro does, because we have seen Cruzeiro have an amazing day in the last day they played, and today they aren't so good. But of course, we have Trap being one of the stars of Cruzeiro. He is playing so well in this season, and this is his first season in the LBFF A series. So very interesting to see how he's doing, and of course we hope to see a better performance out of Cruzeiro with this substitution in their squad.
I really want to see this Cruzeiro squad with Rush, R7, Trap, and Giga. I really wanted to see how this team would fare off with those squads.
Yes, that might be interesting, but what's more interesting is that God Unidas is now making an advance towards Cruzeiro, and that confrontation is going to happen soon.
It's going to happen right now because Mike just put R7 to the floor, and now they have the first blood on their hands. God Unidas, who is fighting to get ahead of Fluxo and trying to get to the top of the standings, now having to deal with Cruzeiro in a quick fight, only 5 minutes into the match, and now God Unidas have their first blood.
Yes, and Cruzeiro's R7 that just came to play was the first eliminated. So let's see how Cruzeiro takes out, but Trap is already knocking players down.
Trap is taking down Mike, and he will get a kill as well. Now it's a 3v3 fight while Rigby tries to rush onto Menor. He was trying to fly with the shotgun against Menor. He uses the CR7, but he will not be able to survive. And Cruzeiro now has lost 2 players. There's one more player down. There's only 1 player still fighting for Cruzeiro, and it's Trap. Probably the star player for this Cruzeiro squad, the player with the most kills on this squad. And it seems that God Unidas is not aware of where is Trap, Isa.
Yes, it seems like they don't know, and maybe Trap will be able to make his escape and save the rest of his team. And of course, God Unidas is going to have the opportunity to save Mikey. But Giga was eliminated. He wasn't eliminated by a person. He was just eliminated, which makes me think that, which I think it's weird. How was he eliminated? Well, I'm not sure. We'll catch that on the replay. Right now we have Godunidas taking charge of the Bayfront area. And of course, we have Lauji getting back to the Bayfront area. That was their last drop call. In the last season, they used to drop call in the Bayfront area, but now they are getting there in their second rotation because they are not falling in that area anymore. So let's see how Lauji will also lead in this match. And of course, we have Loshi as the first player making his moves, and let's see, because we have 7 minutes in the match already, 12 teams and 44 players alive.
And now we see that those teams will have to get to the center of the safe zone really quickly because there are lots and lots of other teams over there and protecting themselves inside of the building where they are right now.
Yes, and Marreta is doing everything he can to save Mike, and he was able to. That is real friendship because Marreta spent almost all of his ice walls to save Mike, which summed up to like 6 ice walls, and his Chrono character to be able to save Mike that is falling peacefully in the Bayfront area, once again alive and back on the match. So let's see how Goji will do now that they have their full squad complete. But look at that, Marcelo.
Let's check out this fight because Netshoes Miners is trying to take down Real, and they need to be more aggressive during this day, and they brought field exactly for that to happen. Grenades coming in from Natividade, one of the best grenadiers of the season. Let's see how he will fare off against those players from Real. We see VM7 leading the charge for Real, but they are having trouble to deal with Broilu, Field, and Natividade over there. Rick also trying to bring some pressure in. The shots are in, Japa and VM7 from below the bridge, trying to surprise the players from Netshoes. Now they rotate to the upper side, and they join Antunes to probably take off. They will not engage into this fight in the open, and Field will take Japa to the floor, but VM7 brings it back and finishes off Broilu. Triplo will get Natividade as well. Now it's a 3v2 fight favoring Real, and they are trying to take the car and leave that spot after they took 2 players down. It seems that they will not engage into this fight. Natividade is still on the floor, and it was Netshoes that also took off, but they are going after the remaining players of Netshoes. They will not leave Netshoes Miners to run. They want those kills, they want those points, and they are after Rick and Field. Rick tries to use the grappling hook to run away, to escape. And now Triple X takes Natividade, but Field brings it back. Triple X goes to the floor. Now it's a 3v2 fight favoring Real. They are rushing after Rick and Field. The grenade comes in, and Antunes is on the floor, and now Japa is the one trying to take the higher ground, but Netshoes is holding themselves up. They still have 2 players up. Antunes goes to the floor. Japa XL takes Field finally to the floor, and there's only Rick to fight, but Antunes is being held hostage as of right now. Rick now rotates. He tries to take a good spot. Antunes will be helped by his teammate while Japa surrounds Rick over there, and now sees the move from Rick via his side. He takes the higher ground, and he will try to fight. No, he left Rick run away. Is that it? He now finds Rick. No, he finds a nice shot. He finds a nice shot, and finally Netshoes Miners is back to the lobby. Once again, a poor presentation by Netshoes Miners, is it?
Yes, and Real, that was a team that was doing very badly up until yesterday. They are doing better now. They are really showing that they are evolving their game. And of course, what I just noticed, what I just actually got the info on, is that now not Triplo or VM7 aren't the captains anymore, because we know that Real used to play with either Triplo or VM7 as their captain, and now who's doing the role of the captain is Antunes. So maybe we can attribute some of the good performance of Real to that. So we are seeing Real changing the way they are playing, with Antunes now being the captain, the team captain. He is just saving Triplo. And of course, VM7 is one of the great stars of Real, because he he is the MVP of that team so far, and he has been the protagonist of some great gameplays in the LBFF. VM7, that is such an amazing player, and as Marcelo said, he saved Hal in the past season, and now he is being a decisive player once again.
And this time, Real needs VM7 as a strong rusher that he is, but also as a versatile player that can bring a different view for this Real squad. You see that today they are having one of their best days in the season by playing tightly, by playing organized, by being aggressive, not fighting, not fleeing from fights. It's just being something that we haven't seen from Real throughout the season, isn't it?
Yes, it is something that we haven't seen, but Real doing so much better really shows us how they are adapting to the game, because they were having a bad performance and they were able to grow past that, and we can expect that from basically all of the teams that aren't doing so well. It is still so early on the championship, so any team that is on the bottom of the standings can still heat up and react to the game, because it is not even close to too late for them to go up the standings.
Now we see Mike and the map by the side showing that B4 is in an amazing position where they are right now, and Team Liquid. And B4 was having trouble.
Look at that
Safe zone favoring B4, Real, Team Liquid, and Loud by that spot. And it seems to me that when B4 leaves the refinery early, they got good rotations. But when they hold on to the refinery and try to rotate at the end of the game, it doesn't happen well for them.
Yes, that is true. And now we have Vivo Cage. One of their players is already down, and look at that. They are on a direct confrontation with 0-0 Nation. Oh my gosh.
Nice shots from that gun, but LBFF got the time to leap away from that fight. But 1-9, taking that guy to the floor, and now the grenades are coming onto that guy. He will have to escape because General is going for the support with the grenades. He uses the ice, and he will bring that guy back to his feet. Now it's a 4v4 once again, and Lucky God is really close to the building where Vivo Kate is right now. We see Modestia from the top down. He has a top-down view and has the advantage to try to get the players from 0-0 Nation. More grenades coming in. General will try to get Nicholas and Lucky God, and Vivo Kate was one of the teams that we were expecting a lot here today, but it is 0-0 Nation who is delivering a lot here today. But look at Modestia. The car shot on the head of the FFX. The Kappa was really well, but Dudu will be helped. Grenades are coming in. The ice protects now the players from 0-0 Nation, and Dudu with Lucky will be able to survive by that tower. We see Nicholas trying to get Modestia onto his sights, but General brings the Groza in and will send Nicholas to the floor. Now 3 players to fight for 0-0 Nation. Because they lost the first one in that fight, it was Nicholas. Modestia breaks the ice. He tries to come in and tries to take the players from 0-0 Nation. General from the top down helps with Nando 9 and takes down 2 players. Now 0-0 Nation has only 1 player to fight, and Vivo Kate dealt an amazing team battle into this fight. Now it's another fight going on between Nitrox and God Unidas, 2 teams that perform really well here in Kalahari. However, we also have Vasco da Gama going after the players from Vivo Kate. 0-0 Nation finally goes down for the safe zone. Romeo will get a takedown on my God Unidas, still in this fight. Miguel tries to reload and try to get it on time, and Marreta takes everyone down. Himself and everybody are down. Marreta with the grenade launcher shot. He chose it wisely. He chose to take himself down, but take himself with 2 players from Nitrox. Now there's only 1 player to fight for this Nitrox squad. It's Salis. He is on the watchtower, and it seems that God Unidas has no notion that he is by that tower.
Yes, and we have a very crowded safe zone. It is shrinking fastly, and we have still 31 players. Black Dragons Vasco is quickly approaching B4 at this point, and on the other side of the map, Cias and Will from Fluxo and Lauji making their own confrontation.
You see Hender over there trying to find a good shot onto the players of B4, but Real is coming from behind and probably will surprise the players from Vasco. Hender takes triple X, with the grenade launcher and will finish him off while Fluxo joins the fight against Loud. We see that Real was really spread and they are in between that fight that is happening between Fluxo and Loud. Fac will get a kill on that, and Vivo Kid will go down. Chucky just sends him back to the lobby while Cruzeiro also goes down, and Godonidas is now into the fight against Real. Now, B4 is finally joining the fight against Vasco and taking down players. Leno goes down, Easy goes down. Oh my god, Vasco is going down one player after another. Lobato making it rain, and there's only Chucky to fight. While Godonidas is trying to take Fluxo and Real at the same time. See us! See us with the triple kill! 2 on the same grenade! It's on sale! 1 grenade takes 2 lives! And Cias took that sale as he wanted. And now Rigby will have to fight and save himself for Godonidas. 4 teams still remaining. We get a top-down view from the safe zone. Rigby trying to set some traps over there to maybe get some more points for this Godonidas squad. Chinese, he uses the grenades. He knows that Fluxo will try to fight this fight from close range. Cias takes 2 players down. Oh my god, Cias! He finally goes to the floor, but Chinese is the only player remaining for this B4 squad. Fluxo getting the kills now onto the hands of Fac. Japa BKR is being targeted by the players of Team Liquid that is still alive in this matchup. Let's check out this incredible end game that we're having here. Fluxo will go down on the hands of Chinese, saving before. We see Rigby over there trying to keep himself alive, and he will not be able to. Godonidas goes down in the 3rd position, and before will go on the 2nd. So it's a double. Boo! Yeah! Team Liquid! They started the day with no booyahs. They started the day getting 30 points in one map, and now they will get some more great points to leave the relegation zone, Isa.
Yes, Team Liquid getting their 2nd booyah today, which is a long way from the bad performance we were seeing from them so far, which was so strange to see. So right now, Team Liquid getting a better position, and they're going to get closer and closer to Nitrox, and not only Nitrox, but to Los Grandes in the standings. So great match for Team Liquid, a lot of points they'll get, and we will soon see the punctuation of all teams in this match. It was the upcoming to the last match of the day. So it is so important to see how the teams will do.
And what a busy end game. 4 teams still alive with 7 players. And we get the highlights. Godonidas is the team with the most points, but Team Liquid is great with 16 points. Fluxo also keeping up with 15 points. The points were all spread through the teams that finished on the top 5, Yeza.
Yes, and Rigby is playing amazingly for Goji. He is, of course, the MVP of the match, and Goji has been able to make so many eliminations that even though they didn't have the booyah, they had the most punctuation in this match, which shows that Goji isn't always about the booyah. Goji is also about the eliminations. Great punctuation, and of course, a good match for Fluxo that wasn't doing good today. Fluxo having a lot of ups and downs. Cias was also one of the MVPs of the match, and as I was saying, Fluxo got 2 great matches and 3 bad ones. So far we have a regular performance overall. Of course, Lounge with 5 points, Vivo Cage with 4, Cruzeiro with 3, Netshoes Miners once again with 1, 0-0 Nation not owning up to the good performance they had in the beginning of the day, going in the last position with 0.
And I'm loving what I'm seeing from Team Liquid today. We talked about how they needed to pick up the pace. It is been indeed a great day for them. And we got to check the standings because I have a hint that they possibly got to the top 12. Let's check this out. The standings will be coming on the screen for you guys to check out. And no, they are only 6 points behind Nitrox and 7 points behind Los Grandes. They can still achieve it today. It's really doable for them to achieve it today. And look at Fluxo with nice 15 points, now threatening Corinthians. Finally, Fluxo threatening Corinthians.
Yes.
Look at the leap from Vasco. 231 points, still feasible for them to also go over Corinthians. Booyah with 5 kills will tie them to Corinthians, and they have more booyahs and more kills than Corinthians. So they can possibly do it with 17 points behind Corinthians. Vivocate 18, also doable, also feasible. God Unidas starts to be a little away. 20 points is what they need to go after Corinthians in this last match. And if B4 goes to 30, they can also reach. But I don't believe so.
Yes, of course. So we are seeing Black Dragons, Vasco, Vivo Cage, and God Unidas making a run for the top 5. We are going to see, especially if Black Dragons, Vasco, and Fluxo are going to be able to take away the top of the standings, which is going to be very interesting to see. And I am thinking that Black Dragons, Vasco is a very good candidate for the second place, regardless of the leader.
Let's check this out. What will happen if they get 17 points? They are ahead of Corinthians. Let's check this out. They are only 5 points behind Metagaming. It's really doable for them to be at least in the top 3. And we got to check this out because we have one more map coming here today for you guys. We're heading to Bermuda as our last map for the day to see how those teams will end up the second week when all the teams have 24 maps played and when all those points are distributed. But of course, me and Isa gotta hydrate a little bit. We gotta prepare our throats because I'm screaming like a madman and we need to rest for the last map, right?
Yes, be back shortly, so wait up.
We told you it was really quick, and we told you that we were already heading off to Bermuda.
Yes.
Are we clear, my director? Are we clear? Yes, we're clear. Sorry, clear to take off. So no. We are close to being cleared. And of course, we're heading to the last map of the day, and we might have great changes on the top of the table, with Vasco probably arriving in the top 3, with Fluxo going after the lead from Corinthians. Vasco is still doable in the lead. God Unidas is still doable in the lead. So a match that is up for great emotions.
Yes, and of course we have to keep an eye out for Black Dragons, Vasco, and Fluxo that are competing directly for the leadership, and for Real that is having such a better outcome today. So let's see if Real is able to get a little bit of a difference from the rest of the bottom of the standings.
And let's see if Team Liquid will get to the top 12.
Yes, Team Liquid that is having an amazing day as well. Let's keep an eye on those 4 teams to see if any of them is going to make history today and be able to get to a great position in the standings.
Our engines are all ready, and we are waiting for clearance from the control tower to leave for Bermuda. And I want to bring you guys some statistics for this day. My typing machine that I call a computer here helps us. But Team Liquid is still the team with the most points here today. We gotta
Great.
tell that they are still leading with 63 points, followed by a team that we haven't talked about them too much, but are being consistent and constant. They are B4 on the second
Yes.
position. But we're clear to take off, so let's hit the skies! Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight R66, heading straight to Bermuda. This is your captain, myself, Eugene, and by my side, my co-pilot, Isa, invites you to loosen your seatbelts, fasten your boards, because it's time to drop, Isa!
And I welcome you to the last match of the day, our Bermuda. As always, we are going to end the day on the perfect and most classical note of the Free Fire game. And once again, Cruzeiro making that division. They are sharing the loot of Peak with Fluxo. Right now, we don't have any idea if they are going to actually keep up with this confrontation, because so far in all of the matches in this confrontation, Fluxo and Cruzeiro have fallen in the region of Peak, and none of them chose to confront each other. They just shared the loot and went each are at their separate ways. But so far, so good. No one has been knocked down, and no one seems to be making any aggressive moves so far.
But on the first map, we saw Fluxo and Cruzeiro having trouble to deal with the fights after the drop because they had to split that loot. Can this happen again?
Of course, and it is probable that that this will happen again, because although Peak is a good load for two squads, it most certainly isn't. Fluxo and Cruzeiro sharing the loot of Peak is bad for both teams, because both teams end up with only half the resources of a city in the map. So maybe we're going to see it once again, the consequences of that bad loot in the screen. And of course, we know that if either team got involved in the confrontation, it would be easy for them to revive their teammates if they were to gain the confrontation and lose a player. But of course, we are seeing on our screen that Cabeção is making his debut for Vivo Cage in the place of Nando 9. So Vivo
His
Cage,
re-debut.
yes.
His re-debut. Because
Yes.
he was a Vivocade player, and now he's back on the squad, and Vivocade taking the support out of the game.
Yes, which shows that in Bermuda, Vivo Cage has chosen to put Cabeção to play his first match in the LBFF 7. And of course, play without anyone on the support role. But look at that, Fluxo might be making an advance to Cruzeiro, and if they make that confrontation, I am very anxious to see what it will happen. But K1 is also already on the ground, Marcelo.
K1 is on the floor, and now Will is on the floor as well. Vasco trying to take points from the Loud squad. Will go back to the lobby. We see K1 over there. Also an easy prey for those Vasco da Gama players, while we see Lost and the other player was Noda rotating from the bullseye. It's all Vasco da Gamas that they needed 17 points to get to the top of the standings. Now they already got 2, Isa.
Yes, they already got 2 eliminations on top of Loud, so maybe Loud will be able to revive their place, because Black Dragons Vasco doesn't seem to be making that advance to complete the squad wipe, and the eliminations goes to Easy and Hander, and I'm very happy for that, because they're both in my FF squad, and Black Dragons Vasco having a good day so far. Let's see how they react in this last match. So far, we haven't seen any kind of confrontations that resulted in a squad wipe, and as well we have seen that in Peak, Cruzeiro and Fluxo are still just observing each other and delaying that confrontation as much as they can.
But I got a message over here.
Oh.
Today's Valentine's Day.
Yes.
And I gotta shout out my Valentine, my eternal Valentine. Camila, I love you, babe. And I'll be with you really soon. I love you, my eternal Valentine. Shout outs to every Valentine
so sweet.
for everyone around the world. Kiss your Valentine here today if you have the opportunity. And if you don't have a Valentine, I hope you find one soon.
I think I'm gonna cry. But that is really so sweet.
I really need us to value our Valentines a little more in this world. If everybody values their Valentine as they should do, we will have a better world.
Yes, that's true. That is true. And of course, we haven't seen so much romance here in the LBFF because these guys just want to know about fight and bullets and weapons. So let's see how they are going to take the rest of this match. Team Liquid still in the middle area, which is where they drop call. So let's see if Team Liquid is going to make a rotation out of this, or if the safe zone has closed towards that region and they are choosing to mark that place. But right now, Vivo Cage getting to the back of a possible confrontation between Fluxo and Cruzeiro, but Vivo Cage doesn't seem to be wanting any kind of fight because they are retreating, and if they retreat the wrong way, they're going to end up straight ahead of Fluxo. Oh.
Let's check out what will happen, and Fluxo will probably be in a predicament because they will have to fight against Vivo Cage, and probably Cruzeiro will hear that fight going on and will try to engage as well. Let's see if that will happen, because the first shots were already being taken from the players from Fluxo. They are rotating, they are leaving the hard zone over there. And of course, we gotta shout out the guys on the chat. We see Christian Trapa MGR over here. We see RG Creepon FF saying, I got a nice haircut, thank you. It cost me a lot to get that haircut.
Oh my god.
FL4 is asking if you want to be his Valentine, but of course not, because as I said 3 times here today, Isa is here to work. So value her work over here, and of course she likes the attention. So okay, Dead Zone Gaming is over here. Shout outs to Dead Zone Gaming as well. We see Frost21 over here, Charlie TR, Mudasir always here with us, watching LBFF as we reach the last map of the day. And Vivo Cage is trying to rotate to find a good spot to fight that fight that is cooking out against Fluxo for a while. And now we see the fight going on between Cruzeiro, Nitrox, and Real. We see that Vivo Cage already got 2 points because they killed 2 players from 0-0 Nation, and they want to thrive on those points. Let's see if Real will take the advantage from being on the tower in this fight against Cruzeiro and Nitrox. Nitrox seems to be taking off. Japa will take the time to heal VM7 over there. And we see that no fights are going to happen right now. Only 2 kills, only 2 players down still in this matchup, Isa.
Yes, only 2. And we are seeing now Fluxo and Vivo Cage because they are going to engage in that rush, and CS is already up the house. Look at that, Marcelo.
Let's see how this fight will go on. We see Ousado dealing from afar, and Cabeção will get the kill. We'll get the kill on Japa BKR. Ousado also putting him down, bringing the fight back. And Vivo Cage is now needing to leave the house. And CS takes General to the floor. Now Vivo Cage is trying to hold Fluxo in a 3v2 fight. But CS will finish off General. Net Shoes Miners are trying to join this fight as well. It's a 3v3, but Japa BKR can be helped by his teammates. Natividade will get a nice capa on CS. The headshot will take down the MVP. Now Natividade is leading Netshoes Miners with Brick on the front line. Natividade gets that guard as well. Netshoes Miners trying to get some more points. They are on the bottom of the table on the day and on the season. They need points to leave that relegation zone, and Vivo Cage will be their victims. 3 kills onto the hands of Netshoes Miners, and they still have to deal with Fluxo inside of the house. Ousado is being healed over there, but it's still a 3 versus 4 fight in favor of Netshoes Miners. Now they are inside of the house, and they're trying to find a good way to go up those stairs to get into this fight face to face, while we see Vasco and Team Liquid going at each other. Vasco already got some points on their hands, and now they're trying to flank the players from Team Liquid, but Butch will put Henry to the floor. Grenades from MTS. The MVP will try to get the kills on the players from Vasco. He will get Chucky to the floor. A Kobe for MTS. More grenades coming in. Leno will go down on the side of Pedrones. More grenades coming in. Henry is trying to hold on. MTS is all by himself on this fight. Easy is over there, and he will face off. He will take Henry to the floor, and he will help his teammates to go up. Team Liquid is back to the lobby after a great day. They will not finish the matchup on the end game. They are leaving early to rest, Isa.
Yes, and Black Dragons Vasco, on the other hand, has already 6 kills on their pockets. And of course, they are going to be able to save Chucky, and they have a strong position in the safe zone. So I am seeing Black Dragons Vasco as a strong candidate for the leadership, as well as Fluxo, that is still alive, although not in such a good shape as Black Dragons Vasco, especially due to their position.
And we'll keep the math going on, Isa. Vasco with 6 kills and at least 1 point for positioning, because the 10th place team will get 1 point. So they at least got 7 points. They're clapping for my math.
Yes.
They're clapping for my math. So they need only 10 more points to get to the top of the standings. Fluxo still got no points for kills, and they need 6 more points to take
if
the
Black
lead.
Dragons Vasco gets the leadership, I will have lost the bet that we made in the beginning of the day.
I told you.
Oh my God. I hope they get 9 points.
Let's check this out. Let's check this out, because they are in a great day as of right now. They've had a great second half of day, and we've seen that from Vasco since the first week. On the first day, Vasco got a double booyah on the last 2 maps of the day.
Yes, Black Dragons Vasco showing that they are not only the kill leaders of this match, but they are a very adaptable team, and they are able to learn from their mistakes, and that is such a strong quality here on the LBFF. Also, what is a strong quality that Black Dragons has shown is their ability to not lose their confidence, even if they had a rough start, even if they don't start well, they are still able to make the best game possible in the last couple of matches, which shows that they don't lose their confidence. They actually get motivation. Yes, they get motivation from their bad performance, and they are able to punctuate very well, even though they started off badly. But look at this, Marcelo.
0-0 Nation, a team that is having a great day against God Unidas, also a team that is having a good season as of right now. tThe trying to go uphill and to fight from the top down, and Nicolas will get the grenade out. Mike and Maheta go down, and now Rigby and Miguel are the only ones to fight. Miguel goes down as well. Now it's Rigby versus 1-9, tThe and Nicolas. 3 players from 0-0 Nation trying to take down God Unidas. Dudu will go down. Rigby is trying to save the God Unidas squad. Oh my God, if he does. Oh my God, if he does. Tries to strafe a little bit, tries to get 1-9 down. He gets the 2 kills. He will take the shots out on the... My God, he took 1-9 down, but Nicolas takes him down. Almost the most amazing highlight coming from Rigby, and what a day this guy had. But his day is over, because God Unidas is back on the lobbies.
Yes, back on the lobby, and 0-0 Nation with 4 kills already. They might be able to save their companions, but I think it's going to be hard. And so far, we have 9 teams alive, 33 players, and Netshoes Miners got a good amount of eliminations towards that fight between Fluxo and Vivo Cage. They were able to get a couple of eliminations, and of course, they need a better punctuation in this match, because Fluxo is still up the house and they are down, so they're dividing the house.
This is an Old West stare down between those 2 teams going on right now. They know that they are there, and they know that the first one to drop a grenade will start a war. But 0-0 Nation doesn't know that there are 2 squads by that house. We saw Nicolas getting close, and they might be in the most destructible predicament possible. We see B4 also circling over there. We see Nicolas bringing tThe back into the game. And now 0-0 Nation has 3 players to go for the end game. We see Natividade dealing some shots, showing himself to their opponents, trying to maybe trap some of them in making one of them trigger that fight between them and Fluxo. Now we see Nitrox trying to go after the players from Real. Japa XL was the one leading the charge for Real, while on the top of the tower, we see Nitrox also under that tower, and Japa will go to the top of it to get the better positioning for him to fight. We see Antunes and Triple X also there, giving some support, and Salles is the first one to be targeted by the Famas. Lots of shots coming in. Salles is using the eyes to protect himself, and Japa gets no kills to start this fight. He's trying to get Romeo and Prozin, but the grenades will come after him. More shots coming in. Vasco fighting against Loud right now as the safe zone closes and will force Japa to move. but Nitrox is also on the run. Nahomeo goes down, Antunes is leading the charge. Brozin will go down as well. There's only one player to fight for Nitrox. What a great play by Real! What a great play by Real! They got the 4 kills. They got the squad wipe. And now it's a hella fight by the house. Netshoes, Miners before, and Fluxo in the same house fighting for the spot, and Loud is coming over. We see Natividade trying to rotate. He has to go up to deal with Fak. Fak has the shotgun to protect himself. Natividade is taking damage from the safe zone, and he is using the gas mask to go through. Natividade will put Fak to the floor, but the Netshoes Miners will be eliminated with 5 points for kills, and a nice play by Fluxo keeping themselves alive. We see Kawan also using the grenades to try to take the players from B4, but it's Ousado who goes down on the hands of Shinez. Now only 2 players fighting for Fluxo. We see Real, we see Loud with three players still alive. B4 with Lobato on the floor, and 0-0 Nation finally goes down on the hands of Vasco. Look at the points that Vasco is getting right now.
Black Dragons Vasco doing an amazing job, and I am really shocked on how well they're doing today. Even though they started off roughly, they are going to end up in a very good note. And of course, we have Lounge still alive as well, doing well in this match. And let's check out what happened.
And Fluxo getting needed points to keep themselves ahead of Vasco. It's important for us to follow the points of Fluxo as well. They got 3 in kills, but they are in the 5th position at least. So they will get at least 8 points, and that could lead them ahead of Vasco, despite not having a single Booyah in the season.
Oh my God.
It's just incredible what Fluxo is doing. Real will go down, and Vasco is trying to take Loud away from the game while they fight against Cruzeiro. Leno and Easy are behind the players from Loud, and they will have to run because the safe zone is not closing well for this Vasco squad. Kawan trying to take the AWM shots, but Chucky will put Menor to the floor as well. Vasco trying to get points from Cruzeiro as well. We see Trap, we see R7 over there trying to reposition. We see Giga by the side, and Easy will put Kawan to the floor. What is this Vasco da Gama team doing right now? This BD Vasco is an incredible squad. Grenades coming in, taking lots of damage onto Render and Chucky. The grenades coming in, and they will go down. Fluxo goes down as well. Loud will go down, and Cruzeiro will fight against Vasco. Let's check out who will get the Booyah. We see Cruzeiro with 4 kills on their hands. Chucky goes down. It's a 4v3 fight for Cruzeiro. Let's see if Vasco can answer that. Render will have to run. He will have to leave coverage. We see that Vasco is really spread with Render, Leno, and Easy, each on each side of the safe zone. Render will fight from inside of the safe, and he will force Menor to leave. He tries to get a good spot to strafe against Menor, but Giga will help him over there and take Render out of the matchup. We see Easy on the bottom of the screen, and Leno on the side. Giga will have to go down. Trap takes down Easy, and there's only Leno to fight. A grenade launcher shot takes half of Leno's life. One more shot will come in, and Leno will go down, and it's a booyah! Cruzeiro! An incredible end game by the Foxes. They take down the whole Vasco da Gama squad and get points that they needed to keep themselves inside of the top 12.
Yes, Cruzeiro getting their Booyah today, ending the day on the best note possible. And of course, Black Dragons Vasco, I am hoping for your math to check out if Black Dragons Vasco was able to take the leadership or if Fluxo was able to take it, because I am sure that Black Dragons Vasco has scored so well right now. They got the 2nd place and they were the Q leaders of this match. So let's check out our amazing sequence of Booyahs, starting with God as always in Purgatory. Kalahari got to 0-0 Nation, that was having a great day so far, and Team Liquid got a record Booyah with 30 points, and then we had the rest of the Booyahs. But look at our punctuation in this match, 21 points for Black Dragons Vasco.
But if I'm not mistaken, if my math is not wrong, Vasco will go for 251 points, if I'm not mistaken, or 253, and Fluxo will go 252, and Fluxo will go to 254.
Well, I think you got a little spoiler on that.
I was close, the math for Vasco. But Fluxo will probably go to 254, so they will be 2 points apart with Fluxo on the top of the standings. We will check the standings, of course, for you guys, but nice job by Cruzeiro keeping themselves alive and getting the Booyah, getting those 19 points
Yes, of course.
to keep themselves inside of the top 12 and probably going over Metagaming, Los Grandes, and a few teams that were really close. Tropa, that is close to the top 12 as well. That could assert Cruzeiro to end this week number 2 inside of the top 12 and fighting for the finals, Isa.
Yes, and of course we are going to see the second half of the scores of this match, and we have Easy and Hinder both being the MVPs of the match. I'm so happy because they're both on my FF squad. So
13 kills for 12 kills for Vasco.
oh, great. And we are seeing Netshoes minus with 8 points. They could have had a better match. That won't take them far along the last position. So, before with 7 points, God is finishing the day a little badly with 3 points. Nitrox with 2. Vivo Cage also with 2. And Team Liquid also finishing the day badly with only 1 point, even though they were able to have 2 Booyahs. And I am thinking that this round was probably the most balanced round so far in our championship because all teams have had similar point punctuations. We have had teams that had 2 Booyahs like Team Liquid, and they made not perfect days because they didn't win so well on the other matches. So,
but we gotta check out the most important part of the whole Free Fire Brazilian League, the standings. Standings to know who is the leader, and look at that.
Oh my god, 1 point.
253 points for Fluxo, 252 points for Vasco. What an amazing run from those two teams, and look at the number of kills for those two teams.
Yes. And let's remember that Black Dragons Vasco has 3 Booyahs, so if they had that last point, they would be the leaders of the standings. And of course, we are seeing those standings are all equal because all teams have played the same. So let's see, Real getting to the 13th position. That is that kind of middle position that the team wouldn't get relegated, wouldn't go to the Access group, but it wouldn't go to the finals. So we are seeing how the standings look like for this couple of weeks.
But at least Real, Team Liquid, Loud, and 00 Nation closed up the gap that was really big between the team on the 12th position that started the day as Nitrox and finished off as Los Grandes. Now they are not really that far away, and the fight is on. The fight is on.
Completely agree with you, Marcelo. And we are seeing that up until we are seeing Nitrox, Los Grandes, Real, Team Liquid, and Loud with very similar punctuations. So we are going to have a very competitive fight for the standings. But look at oh my god, 51 kills.
51
look
kills.
Look at Hinder
and Easy.
Oh my god.
Look at look at Trap.
First time for 3 of the MVPs.
Those 3 players, Hinder, Easy, and Trap, were the top 3 killers for CUB last season. Hinder finishing off in the first position, Trap on the second, and Easy on the third. Vasco da Gama was the team of the day, 66 points for them, 36 in kills, and Hinder was the leader.
Yes.
This team is really sharp, Isa.
Of course, and we are seeing Hinder with 15 kills in just one day. What an absurd amount of eliminations. He even passed MTS.
And look at the balance between the 3 teams on the top of the points.
Yes.
66 for Black Dragons and 64 for Team Liquid. And before the team of the day, of course, it was Vasco da Gama. Once again, the names of the map don't matter. That it happens. Sometimes it goes wrong. It's live TV, and it happens. At Sao, in Atsal, they got 30 points. In Bermuda, they got 28, and in Kalahari, they got 8 because they don't like maps spelled right.
No, and I just think that Black Dragons Vasco just played Purgatory and Bermuda, and look at how Hinder is. He has 42% of the kills in his team.
4 assistances to go with the 15 kills. It's good for a Grenadier to have assistances. A huge amount of damage, 4,606 points of damage. He's a Grenadier. It's important for him to be strong in damage and not only in kills.
Yes, of course. And what a great day for Black Dragons Vasco. We are ending with with standings that are so competitive, and this day was really to show how the teams are strong, and even the teams that are on the bottom are able to really react and go up the standings. What How did today surprise me the most, and was what I liked to see the most, because Real, being one of the bottom teams in the beginning of the championship, actually the bottom team, getting up the charts was very nice to see.
And we have some more stories to be told over here. We have a video from a player that re-debuted here today. It was Cabeção that re-debuted for Vivocade here today, and he has a few words for us to hear.
Eu sou ruim pra gravar, sou pior. Salve rapaziada, meu nome é Pedro, mais conhecido como Cabeção, jogador profissional da VK. Comecei a jogar na escola através dos amigos, aí viciei no jogo, com 14 anos eu comecei. Fiquei muito feliz, nem caiu a ficha na hora que meu primeiro split ia começar jogando Série A. Foquei, treinei, amassei nos testes. E fomos vice-campeão já no primeiro split que eu joguei.
Cabeção vem pra cima como se não houvesse amanhã, já soma um abate.
Cabeção, pra mim, é um cara que dá muita bala e agressivo e vibrante. Minha maior qualidade no jogo é o rush. Acho que eu sou muito bom no rush, muita bala. Pode esperar muito de mim, que eu tô muito focado. Quando entrar, vou amassar.
Part of the new generation of Free Fire, Cabeção coming back to Vivocade. He started playing at 14 and now is in one of the main squads of the season. It's a great day to see Cabeção back in the lineup, and a great day to be here by our side once again, bringing the best of the LBFF to all around the world.
Yes, I am so glad to have been here, finishing up one more week on our beloved LBFF, and I am looking forward to being here with you for all of the rest of the weeks and for all of the rest of the championship.
I'm sorry I was not here yesterday and the day before. I'm sorry, but I'll be back here.
But I was.
You were, of course, and thanks, Acelora, for holding up. I had to marry my sister. Not me marrying my sister. I had to get my sister married to her husband.
Important explanation to do, so...
Important. Thank you guys for being here with us. We'll be back to bring you guys the Serie A of LBFF next Saturday at 1 p.m. here in Brazilian time. And of course, stay tuned on Serie B during the weekend, during the weekdays on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We'll be there bringing you guys the emotions of the Serie B of LBFF. Thank you, Isa, once again for being here. Thank you, guys, and we will see you next week. See you. It's time to draw.
Bye.